Good afternoon. Hey, welcome in. Happy Monday, everybody.
If you say so.
Yeah, sure, I guess.
I feel great on this Monday. I do. It feels like we are inching closer and closer to football. That's why I am so happy.
I'll give you that.
It felt like we had a little bit to get excited about.
It was awful fall-y this weekend.
The weather, it does feel like fall. That makes me so happy. It makes me thrilled. Yeah, I'm just through the Olympic coverage. We watch on KGW, right? And they had all those commercials. You know, my family's new favorite weatherman is Rod Hill.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Rod Hill.
Yeah.
Him holding the umbrella every time. Kids are like, there he is. There's Rod. There he is. And I heard him say, popped on the TV, news was on. We're getting a little bit of fall weather. And that makes me feel good. You know, I went long sleeves today. You went long sleeves. You went long sleeves today. You're wearing a sweatshirt today.
Went tech fleece.
It's like you get that little crispness in the air. Even though it is August, I don't care. It's still going to be in the 70s today. That's perfect weather.
I could drop it on the way home.
We got football weather, baby. We got football weather.
Babe.
And there was football on TV. It was great.
I'm still t-shirt, shorts, and flip-flops.
I mean, I'm still wearing shorts and Crocs with everything else.
That's right. You run hot from the waist down. It's
Always.
okay.
Always.
It's all right. I can't do flip-flops anymore. I wore flip-flops this weekend and like all day long. Man, my ankles, they hurt. They don't have good ankle support. No good arch support.
You got to
not
go
a lot of
old man
stabilization.
style with the old Dr. Scholl's flip-flops. These things are comfy as hell.
Yeah.
This is like my third pair of them. They're fantastic.
I don't know. I think I'm getting to that age where I understand Air Monarchs. Like I don't like the way they look, but I understand
Look,
them.
man, if they-
I'm refusing to put a pair on because
Hey,
I know I'll
I'm
like
telling you, if they do those crossovers with the Monarch SBs, I'm grabbing a pair.
them. But okay, but is the SB that just looks like a Monarch though?
I think it's a Monarch that looks like an SB.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around because I saw it and I was like, that's a Monarch. Nope, not a Monarch.
Yeah, it's the Monarch shell with the little SB touch to it.
Yeah,
I want them now. Like, not even like those are okay. Like, I actively was like, I was embracing it.
I just can't. I can't commit to that. I can't commit to that yet.
I was in.
Yeah, I
I
have.
was 100% in.
I feel like I am trending more and more towards just exclusive Air Max 90s because they are very comfortable
Indeed.
and they have various styles of them, comfortable,
They're
look
timeless.
good. They are timeless. But at the same time, I know I can see it coming. I'm looking down. I could see the white light. I'm trying to stay away from it.
You
But
can
it's
see
pulling me in.
The Dr. Scholl's, Skechers,
Yeah,
Air Monarch closet in your future.
it's there.
Yeah.
I don't feel good about it.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to understand it now because I had the flip flops I was wearing. I have a good pair of Reefs that are
Yeah.
very comfortable.
Yes, indeed.
That have like a little air sole in them
Mhm.
even, and I like those. But I wore like the stylish ones, right? We went to like a barbecue party, and it was like you're wearing these to look okay and presentable. Psh, paying for it.
Yeah,
2 days later.
Beauty is pain. Pain is beauty.
2 days later, I'm not about that.
I went
life.
the opposite way this weekend.
Mhm.
I went and got the old petty again.
Oh yeah.
And every now and then you get the leg and foot massage is kind of underwhelming. I got every penny worth.
Oh.
I might have made it mildly uncomfortable for my wife because I grunted.
Oh no.
She got the technician, like, she got into my feet and like massaged the living hell out of them. I was like, oh my God, I
poor
didn't realize
lady.
they were that bad.
That poor lady.
Yeah.
Have you seen the
Bah.
Parks and Rec where Andy Dwyer, Chris Pratt, he becomes the shoe shine? It's like he just starts as the shoe shine guy. Ron Swanson comes in to get his shoe shine, and Andy's sitting there working the toe, and he gets the bunion, and then Ron Swanson goes, oh. And they both just stop and they look at each other, and they couldn't make eye contact the rest of the episode.
Yeah, no, it was
That feels like it was you, like you're just like, and
You're not wrong. She kind of laughed, and I'm like,
She stopped and then looked at you like, "Oh boy."
it was one of those things
This
where
is
like
uncomfortable.
4 or 5 hours later, my feet felt better. Like I don't know how to explain this other than to say like my
Yeah.
feet felt flatter, like they opened up. They were like
Sure.
tight. But
I mean-
I didn't go slides or sandals. I've moved into the dock shoes. The boat shoes.
Yeah, boat shoes.
I found some that actually have like that are comfortable.
Okay.
Like you're not walking on a piece of wood the entire time.
I don't. I've reluctant. I'm just totally reluctant to boat shoes
It's
altogether.
they're not bad.
Well, yeah,
They're not bad.
it just is like Southern frat bro.
You're
in
not
my
wrong.
mind, like
You're not wrong.
I would rather go the route of Air Monarchs than. Once you go boat shoes, the fear is that all of a sudden you're like, I gotta. I'm gonna have what do they call it? Croaky.
Yeah.
For your sunglasses. I'm gonna start wearing popped collar polos, and all of a sudden, like I turned to swag, right?
You're not wrong.
I turned to high school swag,
Yeah.
and I would rather
Or
just
modern
lean
day
into the. I'd lean in more into just being old curmudgeon-y old man wearing my Monarchs than I would the boat shoes, because those are two slippery slopes, and you got to pick a side of the hill you're going to go down. There's no staying at the top of the mountain. We know this because the worst thing that you can do is be the old guy who's trying to look stylish.
Oh, yeah.
And all the kids are like, "What is this guy
What's
doing
going on here?"
Yeah, that ain't it, boss.
No, I'm comfortable in my lane.
So you're going boat. You'll go down. I can see you with croquis for your sunglasses.
No, I won't go that far.
I feel there will be a time
It
though.
won't be long.
Yeah, there will be a time you're like, wow, I don't want to put my sunglasses on my head anymore because they keep falling off. And you're like, this is just convenient for me. And you know what? That's okay, Danny. That's okay.
No, I won't go that far.
I think you might.
A collar might get popped. Collar might get popped. Like that might happen.
I don't know. He might hit like the Croquis fanny pack combo in about the same month.
Tell you,
Oh, whoa. Just to be clear.
Mm.
It's not a fanny pack. It's a small bag. I did.
It's a European carry-all.
I did get a satchel for Las Vegas. I got the Nike
yeah.
one
Mm-hmm.
because I didn't. Well, look, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I didn't want? I didn't want to have a backpack on my back walking around in Las Vegas because it's so freaking hot.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I gotta carry around my equipment when I'm doing stuff, and my wife was like, "You're doing this, huh?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm committing to it." You can't just have one foot in the satchel life. You're all the way in or all the way out.
You're turning into Alan then.
Yeah, that happened.
from the Hangover.
It's a problem.
We went to a Timbers game, and they have their bag rule, right? And they have like this little, like a square that you throw if it does not fit in there.
Yeah.
And my wife has like a Lululemon fanny pack that she wears when we go to like sporting events because it is widely accepted everywhere you go, right? The security guard goes, "Oh, well, the bag fits, but the band, it did not fit in there when she plopped it down." So they're like, "Yeah, you're going to have to go put that in the locker." She's like, "You're saying that like the waistband is what is too big about this?" And he was like, "Yeah, that it doesn't fit in the square." And she's like, "Okay."
She just smash it in there.
No, we went to another gate and she just put the handle underneath the bag this time and put it on the square. And they're like, "Yep, you're good."
Yeah.
It was like, really? That's what we're doing with our bag policy now. Is it's because you attach it to your body, the bag is too big. We've gone too far with bag policies, I think.
Yeah, look, I mean,
I understand, like, there were people, like, with hiking backpacks that were trying to come into games.
yeah.
There's a line there.
Look, man,
But
you
purse should
can't
be...
you can't bring in the portable grill.
No.
Have you seen the backpack grills?
No. But I saw Major League where they had a little hibachi in the outfield
Yeah.
there, those guys who would bang the drum.
You know what? Look, if you're going to those games, you should be allowed to. If it is the middle of July and your team is 50 games out, like right now, White Sox fans should be allowed. Like fans should be allowed to grill their brats in the outfield. Like that's a thing. Like
That is true.
make brat day. Bring your own brat
Yeah,
day. BYOB.
if you're a White Sox fan, you should be able to bring in whatever you want to that stadium.
Yeah, I'm sure nothing wrong can go on with open flames out in the outfield bleachers.
Well, remember a White Sox game last year? Was it 2 years ago? That woman who hid her gun under her
Her
stomach,
belly flaps.
Oh, that's
and
right.
she
yeah.
she
She shot
accidentally
herself?
shot herself. We're talking the South Side of Chicago here.
I'll tell you what. Yeah.
God, who knew there was a trifold to the prison wallet?
Good Lord. Oh, yikes.
Recover from that.
That's good. That's really good. All right. Oh man.
All right. I think we're about ready to break.
Mondays.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. Vancouver Ford text line's 503-864-6326. Your dollar goes further at Vancouver Ford. They treat you right before, during, and after the sale. Visit them online at vancouverford.com. You can also be a party animal in the YouTube comments. YouTube.com/1080am The Fan. Where Fantastic Mr. Fox says, okay, so what is Dusty going to own up to next? Rust, Dr. Schultz flip-flops, Danny a satchel. Dusty, it's okay. You're the next. Well, that's how we started this. Is that I think I'm gonna be Air Monarch soon. Like I think I'm there.
I'll tell you what. I don't have another pair of them yet, but the old laceless, they're kind of in the style of the old Vans. You know what I mean? The slip-on
Oh, yeah.
Vans. But
Oh, yeah.
Clarks, the Clarks like
Yeah.
slip-on.
You're
loafers.
gonna be a loafer guy.
Dude, they're so comfy.
You're gonna be a loafer guy.
They're great.
All right. On the Vancouver Ford text line, we will get to this today. We have an inquiring mind. How did my son react to the U.S. and China finishing tied for gold medals?
Whoa. Have you heard the latest? China is claiming superiority because of Taiwan.
No, they can't do that.
Yeah.
They can't do that.
They're claiming Chinese Taipei is their own.
They can't do that. No.
It's
Fine.
like Australia trying to
Fine.
to tell us to stop making fun of Raygun.
Yeah.
No, we will
Yeah.
not. And
Yeah.
we will not allow China to hold on to Taiwan.
All right, hey, you know
She
what?
was put in an unwinnable situation.
She
man.
put herself
damn.
there.
Australia put her there.
Gosh. I was going to say, let's claim Puerto Rico because they are
We do.
American citizens.
But,
But
they
they
play
have
under
their
our
own-
flag already, don't they?
They have, but that's the same thing as Taiwan, who's saying, no, you're not the boss of me.
Yeah.
You're not the boss of me, China. But Puerto Rico won 0
Medals.
gold medals. Yeah. Are they going Taipei or are they going or Taiwan? Because they won 2 golds. And then there's Hong Kong, which also won 2.
They're not claiming Hong Kong. Not in the article that I've seen.
Interesting.
So
Interesting.
shrug.
We need to figure this out,
Yeah.
though.
I'll dig into it.
You know what I'll do? I'll say, screw you, China. How about 126 total medals?
Yeah.
You know? How about you have 1 billion more people than we do, and we still flexed on your ass? How about that? How about we go for all the medals combined? Because guess what we do? Team sports. We don't archery and table tennis and rhythmic gymnastics. No, we got team sports. We want to count all the medals? How about both of our 4x400 relays? How about our men's and women's basketball teams? How about our women's national soccer team?
What if we counted the medals from each individual in there?
That's exactly what I'm saying, is that we've got way more gold
Yeah.
medals than you. So put that in your pipe and smoke it.
Even Jason Tatum, who got a participation trophy.
He played. He played.
And then we realized why he shouldn't play.
Well, I mean, he's on Team USA.
Sure. And Ray Gun was in the... You know what
That's
the great thing
don't ray gun Jason Tatum.
No, the great thing about Ray Gun is...
Don't ray gun
It-
Jason
it-
Tatum.
No, I think
It-
that would be great, actually.
it answered the question of what's the sport with 6 months that you feel like you could compete in?
Breaking.
And now we have the answer.
Breaking 100%.
With the bar being set so low,
Yeah. Do you see they're all upset about that?
who's upset?
The breaking culture?
Oh, yeah, no, the breaking community is like, how the hell did this happen?
No.
And there's a whole story behind it.
No, they're upset that LA's like, yeah, no.
Yeah, no,
You're not going to be in
That-
our games
yeah.
in 2028.
no, and they were already said no, which
You-
is insane.
But we get flag football.
Mm.
China. We're going to take you out in that too.
I don't know, man.
No, because did you hear Joe Burrow?
Mm.
Joe Burrow said, Yeah, I would love to go and play 7-on-7 flag football in the Olympics and win a gold medal with Justin Jefferson and Jamar Chase.
Yeah, good Lord.
Yeah. How about we just say we're going to send our NFL guys out there for a week and then go and just dominate you?
Just go routes.
Yeah. 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 I mean, we could.
You think you're fast? Go ahead and have a jump ball with him.
I think like if we send any college football team except Iowa or Navy or Army or Air Force, I think we could. They don't throw the ball. Stop that.
They don't need to.
You can't run the ball in flag football.
Pitch, baby.
No.
Option.
No. Stop. If we sent any other programs out there besides those, we could send any college football, Division I college football team and go win gold. I'm confident in that. I'm very confident in that. I think we should do that. Just say we're going to go for the gold. We can't do what we did with 3-on-3 basketball. That's all I'm saying. The men's 3-on-3 was a joke, and when that needs to stop.
Yeah, and that's because the FIBA community actively is trying to sabotage the U.S. in that.
Yeah,
that's a real thing.
that's true.
So
That's true. All right, let's get this show on the road. We've got a lot of football that we need to get to. AP Top 25 has been released for the preseason poll. We do have some quarterback play in preseason NFL. It was off the chains.
I know where my MVP is going.
I have an Iowa update for everybody out there.
Punts counted?
Iowa football is back.
Puntapalooza, baby.
In a big way. But where we got to start, stay golden, USA. Danny Dusty on the Fan.
Curry. Dancing on Batum. Over the double team. Oh! It's a golden dagger. Night. Curry unconscious in the fourth. Davis with a rebound. Up ahead for Booker. Exclamation point.
He's a bad boy. Night.
8 threes for Curry. He has sent the French crowd into a frenzy they will never forget.
Noah Eagle on the call on NBC as Steph Curry went unconscious in the fourth quarter as Team USA wins gold in men's basketball 98-87 on Saturday. We had two insanely good basketball games in the semifinals and the finals for the men's team, and two insanely good basketball games for the men's and women's gold medal games, USA versus France. But Steph Curry, 8 of 13 from the field, 8 of 12 from three. In that fourth quarter, the final 2.5 minutes where he buried 4 of them, snatched the soul of the French national team.
The French haven't seen shots like that since the Napoleonic Wars.
Oh, my God. Well, he went history on us, folks.
Yeah.
There he is.
Babe.
There he is.
But I was sitting in my living room watching that game, and I was cussing under my breath endlessly just how horrid the U.S. was playing for long portions of that game. They get down, they can't figure it out, then they finally put their foot down in the closing moments. And I thought it was poignant. It's Steph, KD, Braun again and again and again. And in those closing 3 minutes, Steph hits the first three, and you're like, that was a deep three. Okay, but we'll work with that. Gets it again, hits another deep three off the hezzy step back, and you're like,
The one over Wemby was insane.
The photo from that, it looks AI generated. It looks AI generated. It doesn't make any sense. Then the one we heard there, he gives the ball up to KD, and KD has like this smirk on his face on the opposite wing with the ball, like, no, you on one, man. Whoop! This is the KD's the best scorer in NBA history. I will not hear other arguments. And he didn't even look at the rim because he knew.
He and LeBron were both open.
Wide open.
They were the two of the best players in the world were wide open, and they're like, nope, chef, go get it.
He hits that ball went up in the air. I'm like, there's no bleeping way, is what I yelled out as he let it go, and then a ethereal scream when it went in, because that shot was dumb. And I've heard people say, or ask, is that Steph Curry's best shot of his career? And I think it is. And you can say that the shot against OKC was the shot, but it's the regular season. This is for a gold medal. This wrapped up the gold medal. This was it. No doubter. And it's over a very good defender in Nick Batum and a second defender, I think it's Cordonier. Both outstretched, and he's stepping, falling back, fading away at 35 feet, and it's cash.
Yeah.
And I think when you talk about importance and memory and like the era, I think that's the shot you play when he goes in the Hall of Fame.
I think when you talk about Team USA and you were saying that you were yelling at your TV, I go back to like when you looked at the way that Serbia was playing. They knew that they were going to go to Nikola Jokic. You looked at France. They knew that they were going to go to Victor Wembanyama. With the U.S., it's been so hard because you have those three guys, right? KD, LeBron, and Steph. And it's almost like it's harder for them to figure out who is going to be the hot hand that day, and it takes a little bit longer because what have we seen throughout the entirety of this tournament, right? It was LeBron taking over in closing minutes. It was KD taking over in closing minutes. You had Steph, who was borderline unplayable in pool play.
The first 2 games, he was not playable.
And then all of a sudden it is he gets the hot hand in the final 2 games. And what was his final stat line from, I think it was like, was he 17 of 26 in the final 2 games?
2 games, yeah.
From 3? That is bananas.
It's absolutely nuts.
But it's like, it takes Team USA a little bit longer to figure out, all right, which guy is it that's going to take over? And it's frustrating for us all to watch because we all know that there are 3 guys that can take over a game. There's 5 guys when you add Joel Embiid, who started playing a lot better, then went right back down. Devin Booker. Hell, I think we saw
Kerr was incredibly what's the word
effusive
for?
in praise.
Effusive in praise. Yes,
This might be the best version of Devin Booker, and I think it might be when you look at how Phoenix can win, his ability in his willingness
to do what's
take
necessary.
a back seat, play hard on the defensive end, be a facilitator, take the easy looks that were given to him. That, to me, I was like, if you're playing alongside KD, this may actually unlock Phoenix to being more of a threat. They're not going to be a threat to win a title, but more of a threat in the West because of the fact that Devin Booker can still go for 70 points in an NBA game.
And the other thing is that they asked him to be basically Drew Holiday, put ball pressure on the opposing point guard. Steve Kerr laid it out what they told Devin Booker,
and he did it.
And he said we wanted him to be the opposing ball pressure guy on their point guard, and then offensively keep the ball moving. But if you're wide open, take it. But we want your energy to be expended being gravity offensively, but defensively being a guy that gets after it. And he did that unquestionably without just the complete opposite of Jason Tatum. It's kind of funny that we can talk about Tatum a little bit, but Devin Booker always had the reputation of being kind of what Jason Tatum turned out to be.
Well, Booker was that just last year in Phoenix because there was a push and pull of who's the guy in Phoenix.
The
Is it
maturity showed
KD
up.
or is it Devin Booker? And it goes back to that. So somebody on social media last year after the FIBA World Championships when we lost to Germany, right? Said Team USA needs a guy who's gonna put his ego to the side and do what it takes to win games. And Book quote tweeted it with, "I'll do it," and he did.
Yeah,
he backed it up. He was impressive in that gold medal game because he was early. He got going scoring because he got a couple runouts, and I think he hit a 3 early. But after that, it was like, all right, I'm gonna do what it takes for us to just get over the hump and win this game. And I have a whole new found respect for Devin Booker. Because that's a really tough thing to do when your entire life you've never been asked to do that. And then you have the ability to do it in a month and a half span.
I think the interesting thing coming out of this Olympic cycle is this is pretty clearly Steph, Braun, KD's last Olympic cycle. What does the Olympic team look like going forward? Because it's going to be a drastic shift. And I would not expect Tatum to be a part of this going forward.
I don't think he will be, but I think that what the NBA has a problem with right now is there isn't a young player that is American that has the gravity or the ability to just say, hop on my back and let's pull
Ant
this
tried doing that coming into the Olympics, and
and who knows, maybe
he grows into
can. Because we've seen a lot of growth from him in his first few years in the NBA. Devin Booker, obviously, he could maybe be that guy. Is Cooper Flagg ready in 4 years? That'll be his 3rd year in the NBA. Or will we see a Cooper Flagg have the ability to kind of pull guys along? But outside of that, you're not going to rely on Joel Embiid moving forward.
He'll be 35. Anthony Davis will be 34. Victor Wembanyama will be 24.
And that's another issue that Team USA is going to have is who are going to be the bigs.
I mean, your bigs right now are Chet and Paolo.
Yeah.
And Paolo's more forward than big. People might call this homerish, but I think there is an outside chance that Donovan Clingan is a guy that starts getting looks.
Team-oriented, defender, rim protector.
Where did he go to school?
Yeah, UConn.
I would not be surprised if Dan Hurley
Hurley
ended up being one of the assistant coaches on Team USA.
Yeah. That was a hell of a basketball game, though, and that was really fun to watch. And to see the U.S. kind of have to grit their way through an Olympics, I thought it was more exciting. I thought it was better than just they're going to win. They're going to win. It's going to be easy.
No, I mean,
they had to grind this thing out.
The takeaway from me from the Olympics on the men's and women's sides, the losers, for the French team on both sides, they weren't just happy to be there. They were disappointed they lost.
Yeah, let's talk about that women's game because
Ooh, buddy. They almost effed around and found out.
yeah, they did. And probably the most honest quote about an Olympic performance I've ever heard. And we'll wrap up the Olympic Games as well. First, we got Big Kahuna with Sports Center.
Now, from the Fan Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on 1080 The Fan.
This update brought to you by 808 Hawaiian Restaurant. Your favorite spot for Island Grinds now has 3 locations: Woodstock, Burnside, new in Beaverton, and always online at ate-oh-ate.com. First on The Fan, the first AP Top 25 of the season has been released. Your top 5: Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, and Alabama. Oregon did receive a first-place vote. Rounding out the top 10 are Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Penn State, Michigan, and Florida State. Utah is in at 12, Arizona 21, USC 23, and Iowa is number 25. Ducks cornerback Jabbar Muhammad has been added to the Bednarik Award watch list given to the country's outstanding defensive player. In the NFL, multiple reports say Jets All-Pro pass rusher Hassan Reddick has told the team he wants to be traded. Reddick has 1 year left on his current deal and was acquired from the Eagles in this offseason. GM Joe Douglas maintains he will not be traded. And over in Major League Baseball, the Mariners wrapped up a 3-game sweep of the Mets. They've won 4 straight and now hit the road for a 9-game trip. 3-game set with the Tigers in Detroit starting tomorrow. Seattle in a virtual tie with Houston for the AL West lead. The Astros start a 3-game set at the Rays this afternoon. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rust at the Fan Sports Desk. Listen live or on demand on the Odyssey app, the Fan's desktop player, or tell your smart speaker to play 1080 The Fan.
Got a smart speaker? It's The Fan in your office and every room of your home. Tell your smart speaker to play 1080 The Fan.
I do appreciate that there is a little bit of an awareness by a couple of players on the men's and women's national teams that didn't get a lot of run, but still got their gold medals. Tyrese Halliburton tweeted out yesterday, when you ain't done nothing on the group project but still get an A, and posted a photo with his gold medal. That's A-plus work by Tyrese Halliburton. And then Lindsay Schnell, she tweeted out from USA Today. She tweeted out a question she asked Diana Taurasi. How did it feel to one-up your bestie, Sue Bird? You have one more gold medal than her now. Diana Taurasi's response was, yeah, it's the only reason I came. It's funny because we scored the same amount of points today.
Yeah. Remember that big deal everyone made about Diana Taurasi earning it, and then they had to yank her off the floor because she was actively not good? Yeah. I wonder if the Diana Taurasi, Jason Tatum stuff changes the dynamic for the selection process going forward, and that being, instead of going to the old heads and creating issues, that being a designated young player spot.
Well, the Halliburton played less than Tatum even. Yeah. I mean, like, Jason Tatum's catching all the strays from it, but Halliburton played significantly less time than Jason Tatum.
Well, it's because he didn't complain.
Well, Boston fans were complaining a lot for
Tatum's
Jason
also
Tatum.
on his Instagram posting those tweets to his stories.
Yeah.
So yeah, he cares.
Yeah, that is. But get over yourself. Yeah, come on. You won a gold medal. The U.S. women, though, they got a scare. 1 point win in their gold medal game yesterday morning, and that game was dicey all the way through. And it came down to France hit a shot at the buzzer. Foot was over the line.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't close. It wasn't like the KD for Brooklyn when they beat Milwaukee, where it was just like barely. Her foot was all the way over the line.
Yeah, thankfully they measure in centimeters, not inches over there. Coaching was a real issue for women's basketball in the tournament. Thankfully, they decided, hey, you know what we should do when Asia's smoking layup after layup after layup? Maybe we should get somebody on the floor who can hit a shot. And Sabrina was finally inserted into the game.
Yep.
Shooting was a real issue for Team USA throughout much of this process.
Well, so was turnovers.
Yeah.
And Caitlin Clark wouldn't have helped that situation. She is a turnover machine.
Yeah, she's also an assist machine. So I going back and forth on that, I think.
But if you can't make shots, that's the issue.
Yeah, the difference is she can.
Well, she can.
Yeah.
But nobody else was making shots for Team USA.
No, I mean,
you're not going to get assists if they don't make the shots.
Everyone made a big deal.
2 feet was a big issue for the U.S. women yesterday.
My goodness, look. I am not going to poo-poo the growth of women's basketball. It's in a great spot. I'm glad to see it's doing well. That was putrid basketball that was being played yesterday. And France is good, brother. I don't care how good or bad you are. When you smoke that many layups, it's an issue.
Yeah.
And it was
brutal.
It was bad basketball.
Brutal.
But Team USA had enough talent to bail themselves out. They screwed up. Gabby Williams was not supposed to even get that shot off. They were supposed to foul. Coach said that in the postgame. It's like, that would have been tough if she had taken off a foot earlier.
That's brutal, dude.
I mean, you start just kind of going through that. I'm glad Team USA, 61 straight Olympic victories. It's one of the most dominant runs we've ever seen.
62 now, right? Isn't it? Didn't they get 62?
I thought that was 61.
Oh, all right. I don't know.
I could be right.
I think the semifinal win was number 60.
Yeah. Okay. So
it's 61.
Yeah.
That is so many damn wins in a row.
So many wins. I mean, the thing is, though, you're looking at the vulnerability of both the men's and the women's teams going forward.
Yep.
You're seeing the rest of the world is catching up. Now, I think women's basketball is going to be in a position that's much better than the men's side when you're talking about the handing off of the torch. Next up for the women, it's Juju.
Mm-hmm.
It's Caitlin. It's Angel Reese.
Yeah.
It's Paige Beckers. Like, the women's game, the stars.
Cameron Brink.
Like, the stars are coming.
Yeah.
Like, you don't go, I wonder who's going to be on the next women's team. You know what I mean? Like, the next women's team is going to be loaded.
Yeah.
The next men's team.
France is going to be better, especially when they're young guards who are coming
Nolan
through
Traore
the pipeline.
will be in the draft this year. He's going to be a top 5 pick unless something drastically changes. And that was, I think, the difference really for France. Wemby was good. He had an okay Olympics. I think you saw a little bit of the torch passing from Braun to Wemby. But the big problem is Wemby's offense is still not quite there yet, and they didn't have a guard that was interested in getting involved. You had Evan Fournier and Nick Ntilikina like putting the ball down and just putting their head down and just.
I forgot about Frank Ntilikina.
Yeah,
until,
Frankie Smokes, baby.
Dude, Knicks fans very upset.
Gershon Yabusele is probably going to end up getting an NBA contract after baptizing LeBron James.
That dunk was awesome.
Hey, man, he did it for Frederick Weiss.
Oh, man. It was the overall good wrap up for the Olympics.
Yeah.
USA, they flexed. 40 golds, tied with China.
Oh, babe.
My son was not happy that I went to a tiebreaker, but somehow
Total medals, we win.
total medals by a lot. Landslide on that bad boy. I think if you do like the total points thing, right? Where
Yeah,
you
the 5-3-1.
5-3-1.
That's
Oh,
all
you
I
want to
got.
go 5-3-1?
Yeah.
I thought it was 3-2-1.
Yeah.
But if you do 3-2-1, it'd be like 248 points for the United States, 204 for China.
It's a substantial difference.
It was a landslide.
Yeah.
We have supreme dominance. But I thought the whole weekend, the way that it wrapped up the Olympics, though, from NBC's coverage, where they're spending $7 billion on this thing,
all of the monies.
you get a dramatic gold medal win on Saturday for the men's basketball team, dramatic gold medal win for the women's team. On the track, it was electric,
That women's 4x4 relay.
where the U.S. won by 100 meters.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
I've never seen a track event where somebody got beat that badly.
I've never seen a high-level track event.
That's what I mean.
Yeah, I've seen like high school track meets where that happens,
Yeah.
but
No,
I've
not at
never.
the Olympics or the World Championships. That was insane.
They damn near won a 4-lap race by 100 meters. Like that was staggering. That was
a level
unbelievable.
of dominance. That was Ledecky in the pool type stuff.
And then the men's 4x4, where the U.S. men have to gut it out and they end up getting it at the lean. That was fun, too. You had great finishes all the way around. I felt for Quincy Wilson, the 16-year-old 400 runner. He ran in the semifinals and got the United States into the final. And then he didn't run well. And then he got his gold medal. Do you see his tweet after?
Mm.
He said,
Is this the one going back to school?
he goes, dang, I really got to go back to high school in 2.5 weeks. What a flex that's going to be when you show up and everybody's wearing their new fits on the first day of school, and he's coming in with a gold medal wrapped around his neck. He's like,
hey, man, what'd you do this summer?
I went to Paris.
You know he's wearing it.
Oh, he's got to.
He's wearing it to school.
You're 16 years old, you're wearing that thing everywhere.
Yeah.
Yes. That's the most badass thing a 16-year-old can do.
And there's not a lot a teacher could tell me after winning a gold medal.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you over the sound of my gold medal. I'm late, my bad.
I think the biggest star of the Olympics, though, was Ilona Mahar, the rugby player, women's rugby player. Somebody did the metrics on the biggest gains
Followers
by any Olympic athlete, and she gained 3 million followers on Instagram.
Wasn't the pole vaulter?
Nope.
Because I know he gained 25,000 in 10 minutes.
She went from about 500,000 followers to 3.5 million followers in a week.
You know what? That's an actual tangible thing, because that's money in her pocket now.
She's
that's like influencer money now.
Yeah, and she's funny,
pole
dude.
vaulter was an actual tangible thing too.
I mean,
You're not
gonna
wrong.
have OnlyFans.
Yeah.
What's a company? There's a company that anytime something like this happens, we get an email, and I'm sure it's coming up. Cam Soda.
That's right. Yes.
They'll send it like, "Hey, by the way, we've offered so and so $20 million to do a live stream." It's like they're not going to take that, but if you're a pole vaulter,
I want somebody to finally do it.
Yeah, just say, all right.
For $20 million? Sure.
Yeah, I'll do it. Pay no attention to the fact he hit the bar on the way up, but I'm
You wanna see
not.
a baby's arm holding an apple?
I'm not gonna judge that one there. It was a big come up for the French though in their trousers, because they had the French diver at the beginning and then the French pole vaulter at the end, bookending the Olympics with bulge pictures going viral for the French. So good Olympics, France. Good Olympics. And then LA came out swinging in the closing ceremonies, bringing out Snoop and Dr. Dre during the handoff, because they do the ceremonial handoff from the host country to the next host
Yeah.
country. Bringing out Snoop and Dre was perfect. I do have one very confusing question for everybody. I saw that Vanessa Bryant has released an LA 2028 logo where the A has the Kobe Black
Shield.
Mamba
Yeah.
shield in it. Why?
'Cause
Are
you got-
we going to make this a Kobe Olympics?
Yes, because
Are
you
we
have to
really
capitalize
doing
on his
this?
death a little bit more.
Well, why?
It's all very dumb.
Like I don't
I don't know if you know this, Dusty. Kobe Bryant was an Olympian.
I do know that.
Yeah.
I get that.
Yeah.
I know he
In
played.
fact, the greatest Olympian of all time.
That's not true.
Oh,
but
he wasn't?
He
Oh, my
played.
bad.
He played in L.A. I get it. You know how many great athletes have played in Los Angeles?
Heaven forbid we get an Olympics
Kobe
basketball game in LA on the 8th or the 24th of a given month.
Oh my God.
I'm going to want to blow my brains out.
Kobe Bryant isn't even the greatest Laker.
He's like the 4th greatest Laker.
I mean,
And yet here we are. But because unfortunately he passed in horrible circumstances,
Yes.
his legacy is remembered quite differently.
that was so confusing. I was like, why is this? Why do we have a Kobe Olympic? Okay. All right. Whatever. LA 2028. Bring it on. We get baseball back. We get flag football. Yeah, we're going to Americanize this stuff, and we're going to win tons of gold medals. That's our Olympics wrap up for you. All right. The AP Top 25 released for the preseason rankings where the Ducks land in the top 25. Here comes the machine, still working again. We'll give you an update on how the AP voters voted next. Danny and Dusty on the Fan. The AP Top 25 poll has been released. I do not get too over my skis with the top 25 polls, especially preseason or at the beginning of any season.
It doesn't matter.
But it gives the people something to talk about, huh?
It does.
And the AP Top 25, just a little brief history here for you. I looked this up since 2000, the AP Top 25. The number one team in the AP Top 25 to win the national champion, it has happened twice. 2017, the University of Alabama, which was a unanimous number one in the preseason poll, and the 2004 USC Trojans, which I believe were near unanimous.
Yep.
Top 20 in the preseason top 25. Those are the only two. Outside of that, the preseason number 2 has won 8 times, including last year. Michigan was the preseason number 2. The number 3 team has won the national title 3 times. Most recently, the 2022 Georgia, and then the 2020 Alabama Crimson Tide. The number 4 preseason ranking has never won a national title. A bad sign. If you're Texas, who's sitting 4th this year. And then the 5th ranked team has won 4 times. Yeah.
That's actually, I mean,
that's a weird little quirk, huh?
So
most recently was 2014
Ohio
Ohio
State.
State.
First is twice, and 5th is 4?
Yeah.
God,
and then
there's really no indicative power with this thing at all, other than second.
No, and then 6 and 7 have each won 1. LSU 2019, they were ranked 6th in the preseason poll. 2006 Florida was ranked 7th, and then it's kind of a crapshoot. Number 11 Florida State won the title in 2013. 2010 Auburn was the preseason 22nd ranked team in the land.
Really?
Yeah. And then Ohio State.
I guess Cam transferring in, right?
Yeah. 2002, you had number 13 Ohio State, and then 2000 number 19 Oklahoma won. But it is, if you look at it, I think that tells you all you need to know about the preseason rankings. Where in the last 24 seasons of college football,
if you're out to the top 5, you're not getting it.
2 have won that have been preseason number 1, and if you're going the top 3, it is 13. If you go top 5, 17 of the 24 have been in the top 5.
So top 5's indicative.
All right. Well, let's look at the top 5 then. Coming in at number 1, 46 first place votes, the Georgia Bulldogs. Number 2, 15 first place votes, the Ohio State Buckeyes. 3 is Oregon with 1 first place vote. Wonder who that was. I wonder who had the balls to put Oregon number 1. Number 4 is Texas. And that's an interesting one. Again, no team preseason number 4 has ever won the title, or I guess in the last 24 years has not won the title. And then number 5, good sign if you're a Kalen DeBoer fan, Alabama. Alabama at number 5. So those are the top 5 right there. Rounding out the top 10, you have Ole Miss at 6, Notre Dame at 7, Penn State 8th, Michigan 9th, and Florida State 10th. That is essentially the same thing that we saw in the coaches' top 25. The only differences are you can flip-flop Michigan and Penn State. That's the only change from the coaches' poll preseason.
I think there's pretty straight lines you can draw with the thinking process behind the preseason polls, right? Like, it's no one's sitting there going, well, what about if this? I think you've got the extra juice for Michigan coming off a title.
Yep.
Even though they're going to be a very different team. But because even with everyone gone, you give them benefit of the doubt culturally because of what they've been able to build over the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Ohio State, I get why they're there, but I also raise an eyebrow because of what they haven't been able to accomplish. And then Oregon and Texas, I think, are the ones that are just sitting there ready to pounce.
There are exact same teams from the AP to the coaches, top 25, just shuffled in the order near the bottom. Iowa is 25th in both poll. Got to score some points, but the defense is good enough to get them a top 25 ranking.
That's the thing is, like, if you told me that Iowa ended up with a better season than USC in the Big Ten. It wouldn't necessarily surprise me, but if you're talking about holistically how you win in college football, I think it's easier for USC to win than it is for Iowa because, yes, USC's defense is not good, but Iowa's offense is so bad that it takes them out of being competitive with certain teams at any level. And I think that's kind of the thing that holds them back. And if you told me that Iowa ended up in the top 20 in the at the end of the season, wouldn't bat an eye.
Yeah, the new Iowa offense not coming around very quickly.
Oh, shocking.
No, they had their preseason scrimmage, and Cade McNamara, the projected starting quarterback,
Michigan transfer,
went 8 of 24 for 20 yards and a pick six. 6 of his 8 completions were checkdowns behind the line of scrimmage.
Oof. That's like redefining check down, Charlie.
Well, his backup quarterback, Brendan Sullivan, who's a Northwestern transfer, not much better. 10 of 21, 76 yards.
So Kirk Ferentz does make a deal with the devil that his quarterbacks are not allowed to be good, and his defense is going to consistently churn out NFL players.
That has got to be like the least assuring thing I've ever heard if I'm an Iowa football fan.
But like, no matter what quarterback you bring in, they're not good. Like that's
or coordinator,
right?
There may be a part of Kirk Ferentz that was like, you know what? I'm going to show these guys. You think it's my kid's fault? I'm going to hire someone worse. You think nepotism was the problem? No, it's me.
It's actually all me.
Washington fans, I do believe you have a gripe. They came in 26th, just on the outside looking in on the coaches poll. The AP has them 32nd behind Liberty, Iowa State, SMU, Boise State, Virginia Tech, and Louisville. I think Washington's going to be better than that. It'll be slow to get there. They will be better by the end of the year. That is not a program that is void of talent.
No.
They're going to surprise a team or two this year. They are going to be very well coached. That is something we do know. They are going to be better than what they're getting credit for right now. But I understand it from the national perspective because when you lose your entire offense and then you only return Carson Bruner on defense, I get why nobody's giving them credit.
The other side of this, and on the group of 5 side, just on the outside looking in, is Boise State. I'm really interested to see what they look like with Genty and Malachi.
Yeah, Malachi Nelson, the USC transfer quarterback, and then Genty, their running back, who came back for another year, didn't go to the NFL, didn't go into the transfer portal. I think Oregon has them week 2.
It's not an easy matchup. That's a difficult team.
I think they will. Yeah, they'll overwhelm them with numbers.
Yes.
Is kind of what you're looking at.
Yeah.
But if anybody is overlooking that Boise State game, don't do that. Be a fool's game right there. But
because there's talent on that Boise State team.
Yes, but I think that
it's the depth that
Oregon
is
overwhelmed with. Has overwhelmingly more talent.
Yep.
At every position group there. So there's your top 25. USC 23rd.
I'm not surprised, but I am.
Utah,
that they made the top 25.
Utah, the highest ranked Big 12 team at 12th.
They should have been in the top 10.
I think when it's all said and done, they will be because of their schedule.
When you've got that tight end and that quarterback coming back again.
Well, Kyle Whittingham's just a really damn good coach,
and him as a coach.
They will get propped up as the season goes on because there is an automatic seat at the table for the Big 12, and as cannibalization happens, we'll see them getting a little bit of better nod. Outside of that, no votes for the Beavs or the Cougs. Colorado did get 1 vote.
Why? You think it's the CBS reporter in Colorado?
Got to make sure Dion doesn't yell at him.
It's the CBS reporter in Colorado.
Yeah.
See, I like you.
Yeah, I don't. Somebody at CBS did it. Well, this is the great part about the AP Top 25 and what they do is that you can go through.
You can check their votes, right?
And you can check how every voter voted in the every poll, but it takes a little while for them to aggregate it all. So if that happens, I'll make sure I'll get you guys what's on the up and up here. Hey, it is already up. We can find Brett McMurphy, Action Network. He was the one person to vote Oregon number 1.
That's not surprising. We've talked about this before. Brett has some weird votes.
Yeah, he does have some weird votes.
His top 25 made my eyebrow go up.
He's got Iowa at 19th. That's a choice. That's a choice right there.
Yeah, if you look at his top 25, I bet you there's some stuff going on.
Oh, the one vote for Colorado was Mike Hill, Fox Sports.
Huh.
He had Colorado in and USC out. That was his switcheroo from what everybody else kind of had. He had Liberty at 24, Colorado at 25. Yikes.
Huh.
All right.
Okay.
Mike Hill, Fox Sports.
Okay.
The one Colorado vote. All right, coming up, hour number 2. Hey, rookie shine in week 1 of the preseason. Use caution, but it's okay to get excited. Next on The Fan.
Hey, it's Suk. And guys, for those of you with a full head of hair, congratulations.
Hour number 2, Danny and Dusty with you on this Monday afternoon. Thanks for coming along for the ride. This hour, we got our worst day on the web. We have some baseball stuff we got to get to because the Mariners red hot right now.
Beating the crap out of Sook's Mets.
Yeah. Well, hey, they're on a heater.
Bludgeon.
They're on a heater.
Big dumper out there swinging that lumber.
Ooh, and we got big dumper audio that we need to get to today.
Ooh.
Sunday Night Baseball. He shine. We will have a little bit of baseball stuff. We got our trophies that we need to get to in hour number 2 as well. We continue down the trophy run. College football rivalry game trophy bracket.
Indeed.
So
4 new ones today, and we'll have the winners from Friday's bracket up.
Ooh, I like this.
Ooh.
I like this as we're moving forward with our best college football rivalry trophies, and we will careen down that path all this week on Danny and Dusty. So make sure you go and vote at Danny and Dusty on social media. Week 1 of the preseason wrapped up, and boy, the rookie quarterbacks seem to be the talk of the NFL in the preseason. Again, it's preseason football. Nobody should get too far over their skis with anything that happens in preseason football.
Oh, I'm in all the way.
But there's plenty to get excited about when you see some of the guys in how they're performing early in their careers. It's not any sort of indicator, even though I may have crowned Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels co-rookies of the year and co-MVPs after their first preseason series.
Caleb Williams had the best first completion we've ever seen.
In no way is this surprising coming from you.
I mean, it's tongue-in-cheek, but, I mean, it was an incredible play. I was like, oh. I went back and watched all of his throws, and he finished 4 of 7. Should have been 6 of 7. There's 2 drops. 2 drops. He was damn near perfect on his 2 drives out there, or 3 drives out there. And all led to scoring opportunities. He had, obviously, the one that went off script to Kmet that was an absolute dot. Do we have that one?
I don't know.
Maybe.
Yep.
Williams, play action, fakes it. Smoot doesn't buy the fake this time, but Williams connects. What a throw by Caleb Williams.
Yeah, it was a great throw. Williams goes out, buys him some time, and that's how you get picked high in the NFL draft. Williams showing off the strength of his arm.
I mean, you had him on the rollout, fires the dot down. He had another one, again, crossbody, the Caleb Williams throws that we've seen before. And then that was simultaneous almost to Jaden Daniels' first completion, which was an absolute laser too. There was some fun coming out of the rookie quarterbacks, and then we obviously had Nix out there getting the most opportunity, putting the ball up 21 times.
Yeah, I think that in all of these guys can make throws. Zach Wilson had throws in the preseason when he was a rookie that people were like, whew, Jets may have found their guy. I think for me, what I saw from all 3 of those quarterbacks, we only saw a series of Drake May in the driving rain in an awful game for the Patriots and in the Panthers on Thursday night. But I think but really the 4 guys, because J.J. McCarthy had a couple of good throws for Minnesota as well. We know all of them have arm talent, and that is something that has always been known about these guys. And really, when you think of Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, and Bo Nix, who are getting the most rave reviews out of week 1 of the preseason, all of those guys, their athleticism flashed in all of their games. All 3 of them had a run created with their legs, kept a play alive. They said, okay, yeah, we know that they have that. I think those 3 quarterbacks, so what they flashed for me was how quickly they were able to get the ball out of their hands and ball placement, because that is the biggest separator in the NFL is, can you make a quick decision and can you deliver it accurately?
Where it needs to be.
Because windows are so much smaller. When you go from college to the NFL, an open receiver in college is non-existent in the NFL, right? An open receiver in the NFL is somebody you would consider covered in college football. And I think all 3 of those guys had those throws. You're talking about the throw to Cole Kmet from Caleb Williams.
Yep.
That one was wildly impressive. You had Bo Nix yesterday. It was a play that ended up drawing a pass interference, but when he threw the ball, even the commentators for the Colts said, I don't know if that was a good decision. Well, then they showed the replay and they're like, actually, that's a great throw by Nix, where he put it where only his receiver could catch the ball, but his receiver, because of the angle of where they were watching the game, you couldn't see that the receiver's shoulder got pulled back. Yeah. It was a ball placement that only his guy could get it. And I think that all three of those guys, Daniels, Williams, Nix, they flashed the accuracy that you need in the NFL. Who knows what's going to happen moving forward, but those are kind of the things that you can get excited about if you're a fan of the Broncos or Bears, Commanders, or just a fan of football who's followed those guys.
Yeah, no, I think if you're the Bears in particular, right out of the gate, you have something where you can go, this might be real. For the first time in maybe your franchise's history. If you're the Broncos, you might have your new foundational building block in Bo Nix. And if you're the Commanders, I think you're comfortable with where you are with Jayden Daniels. If you're the Patriots,
you knew Drake May was going to be a project.
Which is kind of interesting that he's considered the project and Jayden Daniels isn't. You know what I mean? Because I think the narrative coming into last year in college football was that Drake May was going. It was between him and Williams, like that they were going to be the most ready.
With Jayden Daniels, it was always maturity.
Sure,
and dude, give him a ton of credit from what the stories were coming out of Arizona State to what he was able to do at LSU was night and day. And that was the one thing that kind of I was always hesitant about Jayden Daniels was. I mean, those were horror stories of his mom showing up at the facility wanting to meet with Herm Edwards one-on-one, when he was in Tempe. And his teammates posting on Instagram, good riddance and F that guy, when he transferred to LSU. Not out of you're not one of us anymore, but we're just glad he's gone. And then he goes to LSU and you didn't hear boo about that.
No, and especially at a place in LSU where there's plenty of things that go boo in the night.
One thing, Bo Nix and his start for the Denver Ducks, do you see that Bo Nix's third series that he had? His starting center, or his center at that time was Alex Forsythe. His left guard was Calvin Throckmorton. His receiver on the outside was Troy Franklin, and he was playing quarterback.
Mildly familiar circumstances.
4 Ducks on the field for Denver. Now, they were all considered backups. But Sean Payton did not go very far in making any sort of decision, despite the fact that Bo Nix got rave reviews after his debut.
It's probably the most important part of the evaluation, these games and then the scrimmages. There's certain settings that you get even a little bit more information on, and I thought all three of them handled the settings well. I think their decisions for the most part were good. But certainly it gives us, and I'm going to go past the quarterback, for all these players, you get a little bit better insight. There's a few guys that you all of a sudden notice, and I think the tape we'll spend a lot of time on tomorrow with these guys on, and even in wins, the same way in losses, you can find things you're doing well. We got to be smart enough tomorrow when we watch the tape to clean up and correct some of the things that we weren't doing as well with.
Denver didn't allow a sack against the Indianapolis Colts. Noted, no DeForest Buckner in the front seven. Kind of a big difference on that front seven.
When you got to send 2 to a guy, that definitely changes things.
But I think that Jarrett Stidham, Bo Nix, and Zach Wilson, none of them getting sacked after what their offensive line gave up a year ago with Russell Wilson. I think what Sean Payton is saying right there is more of an indictment on Russell Wilson than it is on him being
not getting the ball
non-committal to who his starting quarterback is going to be. Because everybody in Denver is just like, just say it's Bo Nix and get it over with right now. But I think that right there was Sean Payton saying, all right, we got a lot of work that we need to do, but they made good decisions, and all three of them did get the ball out quick for Denver. Mike McGlinchey, veteran offensive lineman, he had quite the take on Bo Nix.
I thought he did great, just like has been, all training camp. I think he's incredibly mature and collected and understands his role, and I think he's done a great job with the way he's handled everything. I think he's shown gradual improvement and at times really great improvement all throughout this training camp, and I think today was no exception. He played his balls off out there, and I'm just proud of him and excited to see where he can go.
Played his balls off, dude.
I mean, that comes with being mature. I mean, he's damn near 30. So yeah, he shouldn't be out there being a kid. Like that part, like that's and that's not a knock. Like I'm saying that is like, that's when you're drafting a guy older like him or like Penix who have been around. That's the point.
Yeah.
Is you aren't dinking around with the, well, we got to figure out the maturity stuff and he's got to grow and he's got to, like, no, he's a grown man. There's no figuring out the maturity, him trying to figure out who he is in life. Like he knows exactly. He's 26 now, isn't he?
I don't think he's that old.
I
don't think he's 26.
I thought he was turning 26 this
24,
year.
dude.
Oh, I thought he was 25, turning 26.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
That's my
turned
bad.
24.
No, that's my bad.
Yeah.
I thought I looked it up. Must have looked up somebody else.
No,
earlier.
God,
I had 25 in my head.
no. He wasn't in college that long.
I mean, he was.
It was a long time, but not that long.
Yeah, but I mean, again, he's not Anthony Richardson, who's a baby.
Yeah.
He's 22.
Well, I think one thing that we're seeing too, though, is the Bears did a really good job of getting Caleb Williams weapons around him, having a coordinator that suits him and fits him. Minnesota and J.J. McCarthy, Kevin O'Connell is the perfect coach for J.J. McCarthy. And he went 11 of 17, 188 yards and a couple of touchdowns and a pick against the Raiders over the weekend. The marriage of coordinator and coach or quarterback is very good with all these guys. Bo Nix and Sean Payton, they fit together very well. You know, stylistically, Bo gets the ball out quick. He's not afraid to check down. He will keep his eyes downfield. But if the defense is going to give something underneath, that's what Sean Payton wants. He wants that Drew Brees quarterback who goes, sure, criticize me for checkdowns. We're going to take yards. We are going to supplement our run game with a short passing game, and we are going to move the sticks down the field. That is how Payton wants to operate. He got a quarterback that can do that.
Not even can do that, wants to do that.
Yeah, Kevin O'Connell in Minnesota, I think he and J.J. McCarthy are going to work out very well together. And you have a wealth of weapons around him to help make him look a heck of a lot better. The one that is a surprise is Jaden Daniels, because there were those question marks. He's got a defensive head coach in Dan Quinn. You know, he's got one target that is truly reliable heading into this season in Terry McLaurin. But Jaden Daniels showed a lot of poison why he should be the number 2 quarterback taken. This quarterback class is shaping up to be really damn good. And Mike Penix looked good too. I mean, he looked in his backup duty.
Yeah.
I mean, he's going to be a backup quarterback in Atlanta.
Until
still
Kirk
looked okay.
Gets hurt or has one bad primetime game.
That's maybe they just start. They're just waiting for the primetime game. You start Penix, and then you go back to Kirk Cousins.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Put Penix in for the primetime games.
Yeah.
Swap him out.
Yeah.
Like Major League Baseball, just righty lefty.
That's right. You do have a righty and a lefty.
That's what I'm saying,
you just go and just flip flop back between the two.
You got to make sure you're matching up against lineups.
You're on the hash. Like if a team wants to plant Richard Sherman on one side, depending on what hash you're on, you're just like, oh well, Penix is in this play. Oh, we're going back to Kirkers now. That'd be a hell of a move.
That'd be pretty funny.
We have other NFL news. Holdouts aplenty across the National Football League. It's getting ugly in the Big D and the Big Apple. Next on The Fan. News across the NFL. Jets standoff with Hassan Reddick has reached a tipping point. Hassan Reddick, who the Jets traded a third-round pick that could turn into a second-round pick to the Philadelphia Eagles. That was in March?
Indeed.
He has been holding out for a new deal. And when that trade came down and he was missing OTAs and mandatory minicamp, we had the conversation. I said, why in the world would the Jets make a trade if you don't have a negotiation and a deal set up in place with Hassan Reddick already? Well, he's not reporting. He's missed 21 days of camp at $50,000 per day, and he has now formally requested in a trade.
Yeah, and the Jets have responded publicly, which this is always a good thing to do in these kind of situations, is put out a formal press release from your organization. This is from their general manager, Joe Douglas. We have informed Hassan that we will not trade him, that he is expected to be here with his teammates, and he will continue to be fined per the CBA if he does not report. Since the trade discussions back in March, we have been clear, direct, and consistent with our position. Our focus will remain on the guys we have here as we prepare for the regular season. This very much leads me to believe is there was a trade and a contract that was agreed upon in principle, and I have a reeling suspicion that either Hassan Reddick or his agent or both decided that they had the Jets by the balls and that they were going to ask for more. Yikes. That's what this reads like to me. I could be entirely wrong, but if I'm trying to read the tea leaves, that's what this sounds like.
You know how much money Hassan Reddick is just giving away by holding out already?
How much has he done? What are the fines piled up to?
He's, because of the $50,000 a day for 21 days, he's up to $1.05 million. Oof. He also got a $300,000 discretionary fine due to a clause in the CBA. And also, because he didn't go to minicamp, he had a bonus for attending minicamp of $100,000. That was in there.
So man's cost himself
and
$2 million.
He had a $250,000 workout bonus that he forfeited by not showing up to any of the workouts. He is at $2 million. He has just
thrown away
by this holdout.
This could also be the Jets reneging on their deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
But
it wouldn't put past me. This is the most Jets thing of all time.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is like the Jets are a horribly run organization. But if you as an organization go back on a deal, you're dead. Like that's what leads me to believe that it's either Hassan or his agent, because they don't go on and live and fight another day. You get what you can while you can, and agents come and go, players come and go. Organizationally, you go back. There's a reason why you go through, like we talked about with the Milwaukee Bucks guaranteeing
Malik Beasley
a starting spot, and that's why he went there, and that's why they stuck through it until the very end, until it was like, sorry man, can't do it, because organizationally, they
would play him for like a minute and yank his ass.
But I mean, like the Blazers did it with Carmelo Anthony. The whole point is, like, when you make those promises, Myers Leonard getting his contract that he got in 2016, that was the same contract that Neil gave him the year before. And they turned it down, but like, hey, we'll revisit this in a year. Like, those organizational decisions that you make and those promises you make, if you do not live up to them. Look, I have my issues with Neil. When he made those promises, which I thought were stupid, but he honored them.
Yeah.
Because you have to.
Well, and because the hubris of Neil O'Shea made him believe that it was always going to work out.
But also, you do have to do it.
Yeah.
Because organizationally, if you don't, there is you will get a stigma attached to you, and players will not come to you.
Not to be outdone, a guy who just hands money over to every star player, Jerry Jones.
Yeah.
He made headlines on Friday with this little nugget.
Are you saying there's a sense of urgency as you begin the preseason to get CD done?
No.
No? Why you say that?
I'm I went to high school or I went to college. I don't know why I said it, but I'm just saying I don't know. I don't have a sense of urgency about getting it done.
It's a long-standing tradition.
Pick any reason you want. I was at Nobu 2 days ago. Give that as a reason.
Yes, sir.
No sense of urgency to get CeeDee Lamb under contract and give him his money, huh?
God, running PR for the Cowboys has got to be the most miserable job in existence.
Since then, CeeDee Lamb has removed all the social media presence of the Cowboys that he has.
Quote tweeted this clip with just
Nothing.
a LOL.
Fast forward to yesterday, where Jerry Jones, prior to the Cowboys-Rams preseason game, had to sit down on the NFL Network and be like, oh, boy.
Let me go and walk this back a little
My bad.
I think I got in trouble a little the other day when I said, look, we're not urgent about CD. Well, no one appreciates CD being on the field any more than I do. But let me say this, he wouldn't be taking a snap out here today if he'd been here for you've got to use your head when you expose key players. That gives the other younger players a chance to do it. We know exactly what CD can do, and he's worked out with Dak. And so we wouldn't have him out here. It has really not anything to do with his contract. Dak won't be out here this afternoon. And so the bottom line is, what it is no, there's not that urgency. Now, I understand completely the angst that's happening when you are anxious about and someone says anything about whether you're missed or not. Well, CD, you're missed, okay? But you're not missed out here competing, and it doesn't put any pressure any place on us. It's not pressure out here today and in practice.
That's a long way to say my PR director has bent me over his knee and spanked me for 10 minutes because I said the exact wrong thing that I should not have said.
And CeeDee Lamb's agent has done the exact same thing.
Yeah. I mean, look, old Jera, the reason, he loves this stuff because he loves the attention.
Yeah.
But he makes it infinitely harder on himself. Endlessly.
No doubt about it.
Endlessly.
No doubt.
You said damn near the dumbest thing you could say outside of we don't need that player.
Yeah.
No urgency. What, I don't matter? Because that's the mind of NFL wide receiver when they hear there's no urgency. Oh, I don't matter?
And the cover-up was, I said that because we wouldn't need you today in training camp.
Yeah.
But today in our preseason game, we don't need him now.
Which he knew what the question was in the urgency of getting the deal done. Multi-billionaire franchise owner. Are you too stupid to understand the intricacy of this question?
And I love Dak's not playing today. Yeah, because Dak is hurt.
Because he's in a boot. That didn't matter. He was in a boot on a vacation. That still to me is the most insane thing ever. Nothing to look into. You know what I do when I go on vacation? I don't put a boot on.
Yeah, you don't want that. You don't want that.
Hi, yes, this very tropical location that's 1 billion degrees, probably 98% humidity. You know what I want to do? I want to put it in this foam fabric boot. Just turn it into this swamp foot. Yeah, that's what I want to do. He was getting on a boat. Are you kidding me? That's what you... Come on, man. Come on. Freaking Cowboys. All right.
God bless them.
Coming up next, the worst day on the web. How is it possible to steal over $1 million in chicken wings?
It's a lot of wings.
But first, it's Big Kahuna Sports Center Update.
You ever had a Big Kahuna burger?
Now, from the Fan Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on 1080 The Fan.
Jeff Rust here with your Sports Center update. First on the Fan, the first AP Top 25 of the season has been released. Your top 5, Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, and Alabama. Oregon did receive a lone first-place vote. Rounding out the top 10 are Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Penn State, Michigan, and Florida State. Utah comes in at number 12, Arizona 21, USC 23, and Iowa checks in at number 25. Ducks cornerback Jabbar Muhammad has been added to the Bednarik Award watch list given to the country's outstanding defensive player. Multiple reports say Jets All-Pro pass rusher Hassan Reddick has told the team he wants to be traded. Reddick has 1 year left on his current deal and was acquired from the Eagles this offseason. GM Joe Douglas maintains he will not be traded. And over in baseball, Mariners wrapped up a 3-game sweep of the Mets. They've won 4 straight. Now they hit the road for 9, starting with a 3-game set in Detroit with the Tigers starting tomorrow. Seattle in a virtual tie with Houston for the AL West lead. The Astros start a 3-game set at the Rays this afternoon. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rust at the Fan Sports Desk. Listen live or on demand on the Odyssey app, the Fan's desktop player, or tell your smart speaker to play 1080 The Fan.
The Fan Merch Locker has new shirts from the fan shows and hosts you love. Get yours now at 1080thefan.com. It's time for today's worst day on the web. With Danny and Dusty on Odyssey and 1080 The Fan.
Well, that sucks.
Is this Justin Fields?
No.
Oh, okay.
No. He was not good this weekend.
He's getting dragged on NFL Live right now today, too.
He had a 5 of 6 passing game that was atrocious, which
Dude,
is kind of impossible to believe.
Kirk Ferentz is thrilled with that.
Yeah.
Because remember, Cade McNamara, 6 of his 8 completions came behind the line of scrimmage.
But also, Justin Fields had 2 fumbles.
Don't worry about that.
No.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Oh, that's right. Well, I think he started with a fumble and finished with 1 fumble.
Well, it's how you start and how you finish.
Well, I tell you what, somebody's not going to finish eating their chicken wings. An Illinois school worker has been sentenced to 9 years in prison for stealing $1.5 million worth of chicken wings. It's not a Mad Lib. It's a real thing. A 68-year-old cafeteria worker put in orders for chicken wings with a food service provider to a school district during COVID.
Okay.
That
all right.
Equated to 11,000 cases of chicken wings. Do you remember during COVID how
11,000
Do you
cases?
remember during COVID how impossible it was to find chicken wings?
No. I don't.
I don't eat them, but like there was a real thing. Like
really?
Buffalo Wild Wings couldn't do it.
Oh, I do remember
there
that
was no
Wingstop.
wings.
Wingstop had to pivot.
They had to go to thighs. Remember?
Yes. Okay. Yeah, I do remember this now. Okay. Yeah.
They did. They changed from Wingstop to Thigh Stop. They did a little branding thing. I think it's because of this woman.
11,000 cases of chicken wings. What is she doing during this time? Now, there was one thing that was great during COVID is that like school districts were still providing meals for families.
That's how
and
she
stuff
tried
like
to pawn this off. But it would, again, this is between 2020 and 2022. Yes.
Bless
July 2020 to February 2022, 11,000 cases. She had them delivered to a spot that she'd pick up in a district school van. And clearly she was selling them. We don't know for how much.
The black market wing business, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Okay. So she does like the only
she was
way.
charged with theft and operating a criminal enterprise.
Okay. Yep. So she doesn't have like 10 kids and she was going through. They were just eating wings all day and night.
No, they were.
She was selling
They
them.
were running wings.
Now that's a racket, though. I mean, if you're talking about ways where you're like, I don't think I'm going to get caught.
The only reason they got caught was because the auditor was doing a mid-year audit and was like, chicken wings? Why would a school use chicken wings? There's
Because
bones in them.
You know what? Most school districts, they don't provide the great food. I remember back when I was in elementary school, like we would have our lunch lady would make like the homemade wiener wraps.
Oh yeah.
Like where it was gourmet.
Individually
it was
wrapped
good.
wieners.
They were so good. And we went from being our own individual small school district that had like 2 elementary schools in it. We joined the Hillsborough School District, and our lunches went downhill in a hurry. Now, the auditor for this is like, I would think of it as, hey, maybe this lunch lady needs a raise here because she's actually providing good food to kids. If she can turn out some good chicken wings, imagine the game changer that would be for the morale around an elementary school, huh? High school. If you had really good food, heck yeah.
If she actually cared.
No, she didn't, but she was selling it, so the auditor was right.
Yeah, so the scheme was discovered when the district's business manager found the invoices for the poultry during a routine mid-year audit last year. The highlight here, of course, was that halfway through the year, they were already over their annual food budget by $300,000.
By $300K. She got greedy in this.
Yeah.
She got greedy in this.
11,000 cases. Yeah. Well, I mean, what ended up happening was she's like, hey, I've got some chicken wings. And then it just grew and it just grew and it just grew. And you had people everywhere wanting chicken wings.
Yeah. She got over her skis.
Look, man, she's in like the greater Chicago area. And all of a sudden, if there's no B-dubs, there's no Wingstop, there's no corner spot with the buffalo wings, you know?
See,
it's Chicago. It's the mob.
This is where she went wrong. There comes a point where the business is booming and you're doing so well, you've got to start doing it more on the up and up. Like you've got to dabble in the we're going to do it a little bit on the.
This is when you go get a front.
Well, the front would be,
Your own wing restaurant where you're ordering your own.
Yes, or you become like some sort of wholesale chicken supplier, right?
Yeah.
And then you buy a little bit on the up and up. Like, come on, if you're in Chicago, you should do it the way the mob does it. Where
gotta launder your chicken.
Yeah, that's right. You have an Italian restaurant and you run the sports book in the back. What are we doing here?
Or a restaurant in the back and a sports book in the front.
Well, you can do both now. That's the way she should. She should open a sports book and taken bets, and then still had her chicken racket with just a little bit less shady.
It's truly impressive.
Dang,
$1.5 million.
That's a lot of taxpayers' chicken wings.
Which is why she's going to jail for a very long time.
Yeah,
It was
9 years.
It was like, well, you're sending this a 68-year-old woman to jail for 9 years. Well, yeah, she stole $1.5 million.
That's a lot of cash.
That's federal, and it's the fact that it's a government district or school district. It means it's government, which puts it into the, federal.
Yeah.
Guys, that's never good.
Man,
they don't like it when you steal from them.
Yeah, this is she
Wings be damned.
She had it right in her fingertips there. Literally, the chicken wings in her fingertips. And she just let it slip away. Because
they were not dry rubbed, they were sauced.
Can I say we had good on whoever the chicken supplier is that they were like,
going.
you know what, we're going to go with the school district. Instead of, when we had a wing shortage, they went, you know what? No Buffalo Wild Wings. No Wingstop. We're selling to the district.
Wings are for the children?
Yeah. Wings for the kids.
Wu-Tang and
Just
wings.
like Wu-Tang.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, wings is for the children.
Did you see the guy that put the electric taser in his Wu-Tang is for the children sign? He had one of those yard signs that he electrified.
No. Because it kept getting stolen?
Kept getting stolen.
Yeah, I
And it was a
mean,
Wu-Tang for the children. And so, yes.
that sign isn't.
I'm telling you right now, one of my favorite bits right now, I don't care if you're Republican, Democrat, anywhere in between, watching people electrify yard signs because they have dumbass neighbors.
Yeah.
That think that it's okay to go on their lawn and mess with their stuff.
Yeah.
Mwah!
That sounds about right for you.
Oh, God.
That being your favorite thing on the internet is about right.
Look, every time I see one of those videos pop up, I'm like, Dummy about to get tased.
Yeah. Yeah. That was.
I never get tired of watching people get tased.
When we lived
it's a fun thing.
When we lived out in the country, mailbox bashing when you live out in the country is
concrete.
like a deal. I'll never forget the day my dad put out, like, it was like a steel enclosure around our mailbox, but it looked like a mailbox. And there was.
Did you hear the sound?
From our driveway was a quarter of a mile.
That man's arms are still vibrating.
They got to be broken. Never had a problem with that mailbox again.
I know somebody when I was a kid in Southern California that did the concrete in the mailbox.
Yeah.
They'll put you in jail for that now.
Yeah.
Even though it's your mailbox, like you're doing it to hurt somebody.
To injure somebody. Yeah. This one was like it looked like a steel box.
Yeah.
It was like, don't hit it.
Yeah.
It wasn't concrete in the middle. They did it.
Yeah, that's a fun one.
Yeah.
But getting tased, super fun. You ever been tased?
No.
That's right. We tried.
We tried as the dignity bets, but our lawyers wouldn't do it. And then so I said to Isaac and Suk, you guys, we're striking out. We can't do it here. They couldn't find anybody to do it. And the corporate lawyers were like, you guys will not do it.
One of these times I'm just going to tase you and have a camera out.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm okay with that.
I just happened to have a camera ready. That's all.
Yeah. And they blame me for it, but I was like, do it. Just tell me where.
No. That's the best part. All right, coming up next, somebody that should be tased. Noah Lyles.
Whoa.
Oh, buddy. Well, I mean, he stepped in it. Danny and Dusty, Danny the Fan. Noah Lyles had himself an Olympics.
He sure did.
Got himself a gold medal, got himself a bronze medal.
One of the most dramatic finishes to a 100 meters that we've ever seen.
Said that he tested positive for COVID, and now a video has surfaced of him partying later that night. It's a little controversial, I would say.
Yeah.
Probably not the most controversial thing he said or did at the Olympics,
Now,
though.
didn't team doctors confirm that he had a temperature of 102
Did they?
before the 200?
I haven't. If they did, I haven't seen it.
Yeah. I think something.
So he had.
I mean, I'm not going to believe it if he said it, but
Yeah, look, if the team doctors put that out there, great. But it's very interesting that at least that they showed him out partying.
it was the Olympic coach that said he had a 102-degree fever when he won the bronze in the 200.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Okay. All I know is a lot of people took candid video of him at the club.
Yep. Well, maybe got that. Maybe he took that ibuprofen. He got that
24-hour
temperature down
flu.
a little
Yeah,
bit.
you know, it's no big deal. Again, I'm not trying to take away from it. He clearly did not look right in the 200.
No.
So, but one thing he has definitely not had right is anything as it pertains to basketball or world championships in any way, shape, manner, or form. Obviously, last year he had the comments about the NBA champions being world champions. They're both now, guys, and all of them have said it's easier to win a gold medal than it is an NBA title.
Absolutely,
And that's why it is considered a world championship if you win the NBA title, because it is the most difficult title to earn.
Yeah, like this is Noah Lyles saying, "How can you crown yourself world champion?" It's like, all right, well, have you raced every person on planet Earth? Are you really the fastest man on Earth? You haven't raced everybody. I haven't raced Noah Lyles. We don't know if he's faster than me yet. I mean, I can assume he is.
Probably.
But it's like, come on. You're playing against the best players in the world.
Yeah.
The best players in the world come to the United States to play in the NBA.
Yes, and then on the running front, Tyreek Hill, Miami Dolphins wide receiver, has tap danced on Noah Lyles' grave here a little bit and said, "I will beat you in a race," which, I mean, I'd like to see those two race. It'd be fun. Lyles is probably going to win.
No, Lyles would win.
Tyreek's fast. He's not that fast anymore. Now, Tyreek 6 years ago?
Still not that fast. I mean,
didn't he run the sub 10?
Yes, I believe
in college.
I don't know. Yeah,
I thought he
maybe.
did. I thought he ran like a 9.9. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
I remember one of those guys running a sub 10. I can't remember if it was him or
10.19.
Okay,
that's nothing. I ran a sub 10.40.
You did.
100.
You did.
But Noah Lyles talking about the world championship stuff might not have been the worst thing he did as it pertains to basketball. In a Time magazine profile, Lyles is talked about when he's renegotiating his current deal with Adidas. Adidas, he says, from his point of view, invited him to a shoe release event for Anthony Edwards. And he saw that as he thought Adidas was throwing him a bone. Like that they're trying to put him on a higher platform. And he thought that wasn't the case. This was for the shoe release of the Ant 1s, which have been one of the most effective non-Nike shoes in the NBA in the last year and a half. That's you can see the stats on it. Ant Edwards' profile is astronomically larger and greater than Lyles.
Yeah. Because guess what they both have? Gold medals now.
Yeah. And here's the thing. This is what Lyles said. You want me to do what? You want to invite me to an event for a man who's not even been to an NBA Finals, in a sport that you don't even care about, and you're giving him a shoe. No disrespect, the man is an amazing athlete. He's having a heck of a year. I love what they saw in him, but because they saw that he was going to be big. All I'm asking is, how could you not see that for me? This is a man blinded so much by his own ambition. Buddy, next week, no one will know who you are.
No.
No one will care about you again until 4 years, and that's if you make the Olympic team.
I think there is an element to Noah Lyles in track and kind of the boisterous, arrogant, loudmouth. Those have always played in track and field because more people will pay attention.
Mm-hmm.
But it also fades very quickly. It fades so fast. And if you are in an opportunity, we talk about this all the time with, professional athletes, and your earning window is so small. So get every dollar that you can. This is an example of murdering your ability to make that money. Because if you are going to criticize the people that write your checks, in this case, Adidas, right? You're taking money out of your own pocket at this point. Because what do you think Adidas is going to do when that is your response to, hey, come to this Adidas party,
where they brought the faces of Adidas too.
And you're going to poop on it and say, no, I'm out. So, no, that is where if you're going to be a loudmouth and you're going to be arrogant, and you're going to be boisterous and all that stuff, which I do believe is good for track because people pay attention to a sport that nobody else is. If that is the case, you better be willing to hawk every damn product and be a person that will be a moneymaker no matter what.
Because the second you get out of cycle, nobody cares about you.
Nope. No, they won't.
Usain Bolt is the most dominant track star of all time, and we still barely talk about him. We talk about him when it comes up.
Yeah, and we remember his dominance and how just damn fast he was compared to the fastest people in the world.
But he's not in the zeitgeist. Like, it's not. No. The most dominant track and field stars are never there.
In America.
Yes.
They're not. In Europe, and look, he's going to be very hated in Europe. That is but you better be willing to make money if you're going to be hated. You got to embrace being the villain at that point and be willing to cash those checks. Whoa.
The bad boys of track always test positive on doping, though, so be careful.
Yeah, they do.
Not like all of them.
Yeah.
You think of like every single one of them that kind of went down this path? It's like, careful.
Yeah.
Careful. All right, coming up next, hour number 3, we dive into day number 2 of the best rivalry trophies in college football. The next 8 teams, 8 trophies go in. Only 4 come out. Danny and Dusty, Danny the Fan. Number 3 here on Dating Dusty on a Monday afternoon. Thank you for joining us, whether you're listening on 1080 AM, watching along on youtube.com/1080 AM The Fan, or twitch.tv/1080 AM The Fan. We appreciate it. You love you. And thanks for hanging out.
Hell
Good
yeah.
times. Good times.
It's a great Monday.
It is. It's a good.
This has been a Monday show that's just flown right by.
I do love it when we have lots to talk about.
That's right.
We do have something unique to talk about this week, at least, as we bang through all of the all of the best rivalry trophies in college football.
Yeah, we rolled this out on Friday, and we had 4 matchups, 8 teams. And look, I thought most of them were slam dunks. And one thing I love about this is that I'm finding out a lot more about the trophies themselves.
Yeah, we read up on the trophies and the histories and how they come together, and
like the Floyd of Rosedale being a shot at the governor of Iowa
for being a pig, but also
and
race tensions,
blatant racism by Minnesota towards Iowa fans and players. Yeah, not good, but deep-rooted history in the Floyd of Rosedale, which is a pig trophy that's given out. We had the Commonwealth Cup, Virginia Tech, Virginia. We had the Iron Skillet, which apparently it's very offensive to be cooking frogs when you're playing TCU in the parking lot and the tailgaters. And that's
Have you
how
had
that
frog
one goes.
legs?
Yes, I have. They're very good.
Tasty.
Yeah, they are. The jeweled shillelagh. That was a runaway.
Yeah, I mean,
that was a runaway.
Hey, look, these are all
they beat the territorial.
It's all random draw.
The
Michigan MAC.
Yeah, the directional schools in Michigan
Yes,
play
Central,
for
Eastern.
a pretty dumb
Central,
trophy,
Western,
if we're being honest.
Central, Eastern, and
Western.
Western.
Michigan. And then the Bones took on the Territorial Cup. Memphis UAB played for literally a brass rack of ribs.
Yes.
It's all fantastic.
And our winners, unsurprisingly, the Bones run away the 72-28 victory of the Territorial Cup. The Jeweled Shillelagh, 72-28 over Michigan MAC. This, to me, is an upset. The Oil Can squeaks by with a 50.9 to 49.1 over the Iron Skillet. This we knew was going to be tight. It was unfortunate because this was a random seeding.
Yeah, I went Oil Can. Even though the history of the Skillet was it favored TCU and SMU. I went with the Oil Can. It just looks cooler in the fact that it was found on a beach in San Diego, and they're like, "Hey, this can's from Fresno. We should give it to the winner of the football game."
Yeah. All right,
let's go.
Cool.
That's awesome.
I mean, that sounds like surfers and potheads coming together.
That's what I'm talking about.
Honest. The Commonwealth Cup and the Floyd of Rosedale also a runaway at 68-32.
Yeah,
Floyd of Rosedale.
Anytime that you can have a trophy that is named after a governor and it's a pig just because he wanted to stick it to his neighbor, I'm on board with. But I will say I'm now Team Iowa moving forward in the Iowa-Minnesota
there you go
matchup.
All right, so your winners, the Bones, the Jeweled Shillelagh, the Oil Can, and the Floyd of Rosedale. Those are your round 1 winners.
All right.
Round 2.
Okay.
Gets a little spicy here. Right out of the gate, UTEP, New Mexico State, they play for the Silver Spade, which is the shiniest shovel you have ever seen.
I am on board with you have the Miners and the Aggies playing for a shovel.
Which they both use.
If you have been to El Paso or Las Cruces, you will know how valuable that silver shovel is.
That shovel is, it just means more.
It just means more. I think that's a cool trophy to give out, and they engrave on the Silver Spade the winner and the score of each game on there. Not good football being played in this game. But a damn fine trophy being handed out.
This is like the rivalry trophy that you get in NCAA 25 when you really want to bring it out the mud.
That's right.
This is the school you start with.
Yeah, in their competition here, the Governor's Cup
again,
Georgia Tech,
random draw.
They just tried to go, hey, we're gonna put something fancy out here, and I'm not.
It's a big old cup with like a knockoff Heisman atop.
It looks like a trophy that you would get for winning a flag football tournament.
Yes. It does.
That's all it looks like. I am 100%. My vote is going for the Silver Spade.
Matchup number 2, the Commanders Cup between Army, Navy, and Air Force. This is our second tri-team tournament.
This is a
trophy
tough draw, though.
Versus the Eli Buck Trophy between Illinois and Ohio State, which is a giant wooden turtle.
It's a very cool trophy.
It's look,
and if we're being honest, it lives in the state of Ohio.
It does, but it is a rad trophy. That has what looks like the scores painted on the back in like whiteout.
Yeah. Just go old school with it.
So obviously the Commander's Trophy is the Commander-in-Chief's trophy, the President's Trophy, as it were. The team that wins the matchups between the three.
Okay.
So
and this is an unfair advantage here.
Look, if you're talking about the way a trophy looks, the Eli Bucks winning this in a landslide.
Yeah.
But the history behind the Commander's Cup, a lot cooler.
In the last 24 seasons, the Eli Buck Trophy has been in Champaign, Illinois twice.
Yeah, it's tough. It takes a turtle a long time to get there.
It has been there twice, and the last time it was there was 2007.
Oh, God.
Yep. Illinois, how about this for Big Ten scheduling? This is a rivalry game, and if it tells you anything about how much they believe in this rivalry, they have not played since 2017.
What?
Yeah. Illinois and Ohio State, last matchup, November 18th, 2017. It's not even a rivalry anymore.
Wow.
At least we have the Commander-in-Chief trophy. It bounces around a lot, and they play each other every damn year.
Yes. There's been a shared award 5 times since its inception in 1972.
They don't play each other this year either.
Who?
Illinois and Ohio State.
How is that possible?
Well, Big Ten East, Big Ten West.
Yeah, I guess the crossover.
You're not going to get it.
Army, Navy, Air Force. Shared award 5 times, 74, 76, 80, 93, and more recently, 2021. The all-time record, Army, 10 times they've won the Commanders-in-Chief Trophy. Navy, 16 times, and Air Force, 21.
Hey, there we go. There we go.
Haven't been around as long, but we win more.
Easy vote for me. I'm going Commander-in-Chief's Trophy. Commanders-in-Chief Trophy is...
We know where I'm voting.
No doubt about it. That's one.
Matchup number 3, the Stanford Axe. Matchup between Stanford and California, which is a piece of a fire axe, basically, on a trophy.
So this is actually a really cool rivalry trophy. The history behind the Stanford Axe is in 1899, Stanford came out during a baseball game, and they hacked away like a scarecrow that was dressed in blue and gold. And they had some sort of like rally cry, very Texas A&M-y. And
Gold-like.
What a couple of students from Cal said, I'm not taking that anymore. They stole the axe, and they had possession of the axe for 31 years. And there was a getaway story of one of the guys who stole the axe. They had like police patting people down on Cal's campus trying to find it. This dude took a barge from Berkeley to Oakland, outran Johnny Law.
Love it.
And they held the axe hostage for 31 years. Stanford gets the axe back, Stanford steals the axe back 31 years later. Then they go, all right, let's do this as a rivalry. Then it gets stolen again.
I love a good axe stealing.
We have axe stealing. There's been theft. And anytime there's theft involved in a rivalry trophy,
perfect.
I am in.
Yes, and it is now the handle has been cut off, and it's on a big board, so it's a little bit harder to steal.
Yeah. All right.
It is up against the Palmetto Trophy.
Find a way to do it.
Which is a newer trophy. It replaces the Hardee's Trophy, the battle between Clemson and South Carolina. It's a palmetto tree.
It's a cool-looking trophy.
It is a cool-looking trophy, but it's not a Hardee's Western Bacon Cheeseburger on a stand anymore.
Nor has it been stolen for 31 years.
No.
Like, theft, I'm in. And I like, when you used to have a lot of live mascots and you'd have the kidnappings.
Yes, stealing animals is great.
As long as the animal is safe and is returned.
I just want to see somebody get a little too much liquor at him and try to steal Bevo.
Yeah, that is not going to go well. That's not going to go well. Or Ralphie.
Yeah.
Go and try to get yourself a live bison. That ain't going to work. That's not going to work at all. That's how you die.
Don't trifle with nature. Telling you.
Stanford Axe gets my vote in this one.
Yeah, I'm going to go with you there. Although I can see there being some juice to the Palmetto State just because Clemson, South Carolina. It's a good matchup.
Yeah. Yeah, and they've had some brawls. Remember when Lou Holtz was the coach at South Carolina, and they had a massive brawl before the game, and Lou Holtz was out there spitting and slobbering all over the place.
Yeah, precipitation there doubled when he was in South Carolina.
Yeah, it's humid too.
Yeah.
I mean, it is humid. But he was all spitting and slobbering, yelling at his guys. He was having none of that shenanigans. That's not the cheeky and fun shenanigans that you're talking about in the military.
Cheeky and fun always. Another cheeky and fun military-related one. The Ram Falcon Trophy.
There
Air
we
Force
go.
making 2 appearances.
I wonder who made these trophy decisions.
Whoa.
Oh.
The computer did. For Dusty to see. All of the lists randomly generated, plugged in. I have it here for everyone to see if they ever want to see it. I'll flash it to the camera. However, the Air Force CSU Ram Falcon Trophy, which is literally a falcon and a ram fighting.
That's cool.
It's pretty rad.
Ram wins that fight in real life, but I mean,
This trophy
not on the
lives.
football field.
This trophy lives in Colorado Springs.
Yeah.
The Victory Bell is what it's up against. North Carolina and Duke, one of 3 Victory Bells in the country.
Oh.
This one comes on a pretty rad surfboard.
No, still lame.
Yeah, it's still lame.
Still lame. We have a ram fighting a falcon, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
This is over.
Yeah,
Last time the Ram Hawk was in Fort Collins, 2015. It's been a long time.
It lives in Colorado
and
Springs.
they play every year.
Yeah.
COVID year excluded. No. But it has been there twice.
I think Air Force has won 31 of the matchups.
Let's
if I
see
remember
here.
right.
Since 2001, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 since 2000 have gone to Fort Collins. The rest are going Air Force's way. Yeah.
That dominant football powerhouse that is Air Force.
Damn, it was 30-13 last year.
Mm-hmm.
Tells you how bad Colorado was.
Colorado State.
Nope, Colorado. Double overtime.
Oh, yeah. That's,
Against
I get you
Colorado
saying.
State.
I think, yeah. I thought you were talking
Not
about the Air Force
good.
CSU game last year.
Not good.
Yeah, no, that's hey, they do have Fowler. What's his name? Braden Fowler Mosley? No, Morosi?
I don't know.
The quarterback?
Nope.
Anyways,
Got nothing there.
Nothing?
No
All right.
idea who you're talking about.
All right, those are our 4 matchups, 8 teams, 8 trophies. Round number 2.
Let's go.
That is half.
Well, it's still round 1. Still round 1, second batch of round 1.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
Second batch of
yeah,
round 1.
Yeah, second batch of round 1.
That this is halfway through now, round 1.
There we go. Tomorrow we get 4 more matchups, and I hope we're bringing the thunder. How many more Air Force trophies are in here?
None, I don't think. But we do. We have another. We have another massive matchup tomorrow, and an unfortunate turn of events for a round 1 that's going to smoke it. Old Oaken Bucket is taking on the Little Brown Jug.
Ooh, that is an unfortunate draw.
Buddy, Fremont Cannon versus the Golden Egg.
Let's go.
The Beehive Boot versus the Centennial Cup, and the Anniversary Award against the Bell. Those are our matchups tomorrow.
That last one does not sound like a great. It does not sound like a great matchup.
The Bell is between Ohio and Marshall.
That sounds like a 14 seed playing a 14 seed in the tournament.
Yeah. But you do, like I said, you do have the absolute banger of Old Oaken Bucket against Little Brown Jug.
Let's go.
That's tough.
That is tough. Somebody's got to lose.
Somebody's got to lose there, and that's poor seeding.
Look, Air Force, I gave you crap. Air Force being in this, they deserve 2 trophies to be in here. Commanders-in-Chief trophy is
Great trophy.
incredible. The Ram Falcon is a
Yes.
sweet trophy as well. Go to Danny and Dusty and let's vote. Let's get it.
Those will be up for 24 hours. Get your votes in quick, fast, and in a hurry. All right, come in next. Baseball stuff. Danny Dusty, Danny the Fan.
Mullins already got one. He steps in on another one. Cal Raleigh, a 3-run shot, second of the night. And he jumped on another first pitch.
Cal Raleigh with his second home run of the night, the second of 3 home runs that the Mariners would hit in a rout of the New York Mets, 12-1. Boy, that's a rough night.
Hey, if you're a Mets fan, yeah, but if you're a Mariners fan, all of a sudden you're sitting there going, we have that little glimmer of hope that our bats are going to be alive and well. You think of pitching has never been a problem for the Mariners this year.
No, they're one of the best pitching tests in baseball.
But you go out and you're able to score in your last the 3-game sweep of the Mets. You put up 22 runs on the board. Like there is that little glimmer of hope. But again, you're playing against the Mets, and you want to go back to the previous series. You finally got on the right track against Detroit in the final game of that series where you didn't get swept, but you were only able to muster 4 runs total in the previous 3 games. You got shut out by the Phillies in the closer of that series. You go and you score 2 apiece in the first 2 runs of the Tiger series, and you're like, oh God, here we go again. The glimmer of hope is back, though, for the Mariners if you can keep bats alive and you can keep the bats hot. And look, Cal Raleigh, he is already a legend just because he's the Big Dumper, and everybody loves that nickname, and rightfully so because it's a phenomenal nickname.
When you've got a great nickname, man, it sticks.
But we have this is like going down the Mike Trout line of statistics here. I saw this over the weekend with Cal Raleigh. He leads the Mariners in home runs, RBI, runs, walks, and extra base hits. The last catcher to lead a major league team in those 5 categories.
Ooh, Pudge?
Roy Campanella.
Oh, God, it's even longer.
In 1945 for the Baltimore Elite Giants.
Goodness.
That is the last time a catcher has led their team in home runs, RBI, runs, walks, and extra base hits. Yeah, think of that.
I thought Pudge or Piazza would have been there.
Pudge, Piazza, Johnny Bench,
yeah.
No.
I thought one of the modern day ones would have been there.
That's
crazy.
Roy Campanella in 1945 playing for the Baltimore Elite Giants.
And it's like, that's kind of crazy because, look, Cal's having a good year, but he's 11th in home runs, 16th in RBI. It's not like he's setting the world on fire.
And I mean, think of this though. If you have this past year, Major League Baseball's integrated their statistics, right, with the Negro Leagues and Major League Baseball. So, that was from Opta Stats who found that nugget. It hasn't happened in Major League Baseball, right? That's what that was Roy Campanella in the Negro Leagues too. And think of 1945 is a really, really, really long time ago.
Yeah, it's 80 years ago.
And you're looking at this being the first time since 1945, but the first time in Major League Baseball's history as an organization. And this is why I think it's awesome that Major League Baseball did integrate the Negro League and the Major League Baseball stats, because prior to this year, we would have just been like, wow, it hasn't happened before. Yeah, no, Roy Campanella did it, who was a really damn good catcher in both the Negro Leagues and Major League Baseball, but he did it 80 years ago.
Yeah, no, it's an absolutely crazy line as far as what the expectations are for catchers. Like, you just, again, Raleigh's having a good season, but he's also hitting .214.
Yeah, that's Mariners baseball.
So I think if you're, again, Mariners fan, I think the positive to take from this is you were able to rack up 12 runs. The bats are coming to life, and this is with Julio Rodriguez returning and going 0 for 5 with 5 strikeouts.
Right. You need Julio's bat. You're going to need Julio's bat.
That's a tough day.
But who cares when you have the Big Dumper? And last night on Sunday Night Baseball, we actually found out why he is
Story time with
Big
Big
Dumper.
Dumper.
It's so good.
The Big Dumper, where to come from summer of 2020. There was no minor league baseball, and several of the Mariners' top prospects, they were working out at a team's alternate site in Tacoma. It was the first time that Jared Kelnick has mentioned the term Big Dumper. And even Raleigh says, if we go back to the beginning, everyone's always joked around that I got a big butt. Not anything that I thought about, he said. They said the same thing in college in the minors. A teammate at Florida State, Eddie. Hank Trulich once said of him, yeah, it's big, and he said he actually loved it when he first heard the big dumper mentioned. He wasn't surprised at all. We joke with him. Like, how do you get the jeans on in the morning? The big dumper's making a statement in a huge way for this 2024 Mariner team. Local commercials with a dump truck that he's been driving around. He's just dumping runs on the Mets tonight.
He got both cheeks into that one.
Yes, he did.
And that's why they call baseball the talking game.
Dumping runs.
Got both
He
cheeks.
got both cheeks into that one.
Yeah, both cheeks into that one. I love that. Just like, yeah, say I got a big butt. They're like, all right, big dumper.
This isn't even the best audio to come out of the Mariners either.
Oh,
Victor Robles also mic'd up in the outfield during the game and had one hell of a night.
So growing up, I was watching monkeys on TV, and I saw like how fun they doing jumping around, and I described myself. I look monkey, and I say myself on monkeys, and I just said, sorry guys, I have to make the play.
Made the catch and threw a cannon back to the infield.
Hey, you gotta catch it.
Wait, so do you
A
have,
little bit too hard, sorry mate.
do you have monkeys running around the house?
No, they have their own house.
Victor Robles is now a king in my book.
Oh my God, this is Joey Votto good.
I love that. Sorry, guys. I have to make a play.
And he did.
Yeah, he did.
And he made the damn play. And then, so they live in that? No, they got their own house. I'm wondering what the square footage of the monkey house is.
Right?
This is the type of stuff that I would do if I was a millionaire professional baseball player. It's like, hey, when I was a kid, I loved monkeys too. I would love to have a monkey friend running around with me. Like, that would be so great to dress him up in little baby
Depends
clothes.
on the monkey because like
Chimpanzees will rip your face off.
Yeah, chimpanzees
and your genitals.
Also, capuchins are mean. Those are the little ones that everybody thinks is like, oh, they're fun.
Like Ross's buddy and friends.
Yeah, the ones that you can make into a pickpocket.
Yeah.
What the movies have taught me.
Yes. Yeah, they're giant a-holes.
Yeah.
Look, man, you're talking about monkeys. The only animal outside of us that has opposable thumbs in the animal kingdom and a brain and the ability to use tools.
Yep.
They have no limitations. They don't have a conscience. So, yeah.
That's why they've got their own house.
Exactly.
But the house is destroyed.
Right.
Like, what if Victor Robles had a neighbor he just didn't like, and it's not like a little like man cave she shed in the backyard?
Mm-hmm.
What if he just is like, I hated my neighbor, so I just bought his house from him, and they just like throw their feces everywhere?
That's where they
remember that was the big problem with Des Bryant and his pet monkey in Dallas. Is there's just poop in the carpet, and Des was renting the house.
Are we sure it wasn't Des?
Yeah, I'll give Des a little bit of credit here and saying he wasn't dropping deuces in the middle of his living room.
He's out here doing butt scoots on the floor. He's like, I caught the ball.
And then,
Maybe if it was Antonio Bryant.
And then his landlord's like, what is going on? He's like, geez. The monkey. The monkey did it. It definitely wasn't me.
Yeah.
And that gave us the Jerry Jones drop of I am a monkey lover.
He loves whatever's convenient. Tell you that.
God bless him.
All I know is I want more of Victor Robles mic'd up.
Yes, they need it.
100%.
And did you see, speaking of mic'd up, did you see any of that Rams-Cowboys game yesterday? No. They had extended portions of the preseason game with Sean McVay mic'd up on the sideline. He's gonna be incredible.
In the booth?
Yes.
Yeah.
He was doing an interview. He was outstanding. Like, he's going to be really, really good as a broadcaster when he finally just stops wanting to drop incredible offenses and win games. He was, like, even as he's coaching a game and he's watching it in real time, he was just describing what he was seeing, and he did a really good job of, like, dumbing it down, but also giving really good insight into things. McVay's going to be good.
Shocking.
Yeah. handsome devil.
I know. He gets it all. All right, coming up next week, get it all back. Maybe? But first, is Big Kahuna, Sports and Update.
That's that Hawaiian burger joint.
Now, from the Fan Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on 1080 The Fan.
This update brought to you by A&E Plumbing, Heating, and Air, serving Portland, Southwest Washington, and the Gorge. Online at aneheatingandcooling.com. It's hard to stop a train. First on The Fan, the first AP Top 25 of the season has been released. Your top 5, Georgia, Ohio State, Oregon, Texas, and Alabama. And then rounding out the top 10, Ole Miss, Notre Dame, Penn State, Michigan, and Florida State. Utah checks in at number 12. Arizona, number 21. USC, 23. And Iowa is number 25. Oregon did receive a first-place vote. Those Ducks, cornerback Jabbar Muhammad has been added to the Bednarik Award watch list, given to the country's outstanding defensive player. Multiple reports say Jets All-Pro pass rusher Hassan Reddick has told the team he wishes to be traded. Reddick has 1 year left on his current deal and was acquired from the Eagles this offseason. GM Joe Douglas maintains he will not be traded. And over in baseball, the Mariners wrapped up a 3-game sweep of the Mets. They now hit the road for a 9-game trip with a 3-game set with the Tigers in Detroit starting tomorrow. Seattle in a virtual tie with Houston for the AL West lead. And those Astros start a 3-game set at the Rays this afternoon. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. I'm Jeff Rust at the Fan Sports Desk. Listen live or on demand on the Odyssey app, the Fan's desktop player, or tell your smart speaker to play 1080 The Fan.
Do it every morning. Dirt and Spray. Weekdays 6 to 9 a.m. on Portland's sports leader. 1080 The Fan.
Jeff Russ doing a wonderful job of bringing us back to the NBA's new music.
Heck yeah.
Little Slipknot. That's what you're going to get every day, every game for the NBC's new basketball package.
I don't think that's going to happen.
No?
No. I think they'll have a lot of people turn the TVs off.
Or crank it up because they truly love metal.
Oh, no.
Are we talking about the new round ball rock?
We are.
Hell yeah.
We are talking about the new round ball rock. The new round ball rock 2.0, has been revealed.
Okay. Look at John Tesh ramping it up a little bit. All right. Okay.
Little shred.
Okay. Now, just for sake of pairing these two up, this is Tesh is calling it the shredded version of Round Ball Rock. Here is original.
It's horns versus strings.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah. NBC's going leaning into it. I like that.
I'm going to go a little niche here. Make a video game reference. That is like the difference between Halo and Halo 2, because the Halo 2 entrance went full metal electric guitar.
Yeah.
Versus the more operatic song that we all know.
It's like the difference of the various Law and Order themes across the franchise, because they're all just tweaked a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. But my favorite, though, Round Ball Rock version.
Basketball, give me the ball because I'm gonna dunk it!
SNL?
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Is that Horatio Sands and
it was Jason Sudeikis and what's the guy from I Think You Should Leave? Tim Anderson?
Tim Anderson.
Yeah.
Tim Anderson.
Yeah, putting words to that would be difficult.
Yeah.
it's a difficult tune to put words to. The cadence isn't really.
So we have a shredded version of Round Ball Rock.
And then we have the OG.
In the OG.
Which one do you like better?
It's hard to get away from the classic.
I mean, look.
I like the horns. Yeah. I mean, because like basketball and horns, they go together. You have the horn, the buzzer, and then it's always Blazers Broadcasting and the horns for Blazers Broadcasting. Always like sticks in my brain. It's ingrained. I think if you go anywhere else, they're gonna be like, yeah, this is the better version. But horns, NBA, Blazers, they go together.
I think the shredded would fit like a football.
Here's the thing.
That's not a round ball.
Well,
that's an oblong
ball
style.
rock.
You're talking oblong ball rock instead of round ball rock here. All right.
I like that.
Do you think that's what John Tesh was really going for when he called it to his answering machine and left himself a message?
Was actually the shredded version?
Yeah. That's what he had, and he just didn't put it together yet. And he's like, damn technology's caught up to us now. I can do this.
Yeah, no, they played the original during the Olympics. Did you notice that?
No.
The men's basketball coverage, they played it a couple different times coming back. I remember it twice during the fourth quarter against France.
It looks like I've been corrected on the YouTube stream. It's Tim Robinson, not Anderson.
Tim Robinson.
Tim Anderson's the baseball player nobody likes.
Tim Anderson is the baseball player nobody likes. And the White Sox have gotten significantly worse since he threw a punch during a game. I think they've won like 26% of their games since Tim Anderson 2 years ago.
Everyone
threw a
hates
punch at
Tim.
a Cleveland Guardian. Everybody does hate Tim.
It's one of those weird things.
Even his own teammates.
Yeah, it's the Noah Lyles of baseball.
No, there are people that like Noah Lyles.
You are people.
There's people.
No, I'm saying you are the people.
Oh, yeah, I am one of them.
Yeah.
I like Noah Lyles. I think he's great for track because the idiot gets attention. And that's okay. I love people watching track and field every 4 years.
The squeaky wheel gets the oil.
Exactly. And people will forget about Noah Lyles by the end of this sentence.
Probably. As far as the Round Ball Rock stuff goes, the new version's not bad. I just think the original one is the one that rings true. Maybe it's because we're older and it's what we grew up with, and it's okay. It's
Get
okay
off
to
my
change.
lawn.
Yeah, it's the nostalgia.
Sure. Like, I'm not gonna lie. When I heard it fire up during the Olympic game, I was kind of half paying attention. That it fired off, and I was like, oh.
You know what this tells me?
I know what that is.
That it isn't when, somebody will sample a song and you go down that people are like, they're doing disservice to the original. No, it's not that you don't like the new artist doing it. It's just you don't like anything new to your original version of a song. Because this is still John Tesh putting out the exact same song with just a little more flair to it, and people still don't love it as much as the OG. It's all about the original, man. Just like Vanilla Ice. It's not I didn't sample. Mine is dun 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 dun. His is just dun 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 dun. It's like, Vanilla, I don't know the difference because you just added a tss at the end of that. Is that what you're saying is the big difference here?
That's the big diff.
All right, go ahead. You do you. You do you.
It's the simple things, right? That's what if it came down to it, we could also add that to our gold medal too. Our ability to litigate.
Yeah, we can do that.
The U.S. That's the one we do.
I mean, I think China can do that as well.
Look, I'm just saying we're pretty good at it. And with
we are.
that, where there's news as it pertains to an Olympic gold medalist or Olympic medalist, as well as a potentially landslide lawsuit in the WNBA coming up next year on Danny and Dusty, Danny the Fan. As we put a bow on the Olympic coverage, Jordan Childs, the U.S. gymnast who was awarded the bronze medal, has had it taken away despite incontrovertible evidence that the inquiry was submitted in time to rectify a situation from another country that filed a claim that she made a violation.
Okay, so let's go back to this. We're talking about the floor exercise routine where Brazilian gal won gold, Simone Biles took silver, Jordan Childs took bronze. But my understanding of this is there was an appeal by Team USA over a scoring error where it was 0.1.
It was over her difficulty score, I believe.
And she went from 5th to 3rd based on that 0.1 in difficulty score, and gave her the bronze medal. Now, initially, they awarded her the bronze medal, gave her the medal,
correctly,
said goodbye. Then the IOC comes back today.
A complaint was filed by the nation that finished 4th.
And they say you only have 1 minute in order to file your grievance with the scoring and the judges, and they weren't able to do it in the 1 minute window that they had to file their grievance.
4 seconds late.
They have now
1 minute and 4 seconds, but they also said, we agree with you. We didn't judge her difficulty score properly.
They also have now sent in video that denies that claim made by the IOC that shows that the the inquiry was submitted ahead of the deadline, not at 1 minute and 4 seconds, but at 47 seconds. There's incontrovertible proof.
Oh.
And
it said even that they did it twice
Yes.
within the allotted time.
And there's now and despite that, the IOC is saying too bad. So now the USA Gymnastics has released a statement.
You can't double stamp a triple stamp.
Yes, it's not the IOC, it's the
triple stamp, a double
Court
stamp?
of Athletic Sport something. But yeah,
They are now appealing this to basically the highest level of court sports.
All right, here's my rebuttal to this. What if she doesn't give it back?
I mean, I'm not.
She gonna pull a Charlton Heston?
I'll give him 1,776 reasons why they shouldn't.
Like,
pry it from my cold dead hands.
Honestly, what if she just goes, no?
Yeah, come and get it.
Yeah.
What you gonna do now?
They're gonna not let her compete in the next Olympics?
No.
I mean, she probably could make the next Olympic team,
Maybe.
but this is her second Olympics, right?
Which is like
not everybody Simone Biles making the Olympics every year.
In fact, nobody else does that. Just Simone.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, the U.S. was screwed over. Rectified said situation, was screwed over again.
All right.
So,
I mean, my kid would be very upset if this was over a gold because that
Yeah.
would change the
Would
China
change the
medal
count, yeah.
and, you
Flavor
know,
Flav has said he'll make her a bronze clock.
Absolutely.
Flavor Flav's getting in on that.
Yeah, boy.
Flavor Flav and Snoop, what a come up. The Olympics were so great for them.
Yep.
In other women's sports news, Dearica Hamby, formerly of the Las Vegas Aces, has officially filed a federal lawsuit against the Las Vegas Aces and the WNBA. If you remember, this was last year that it came out that the Aces were indicated in a discrimination campaign against Dearica Hamby for getting pregnant.
Oh.
And Becky
what
Hammond,
did they do to her?
They bullied her, ostracized her, things that happen to women in business when they get pregnant.
That's not good for
Becky
the
Hammond
WNBA.
Becky Hammond was suspended for 2 games. Remember, this is a whole big deal about Becky's great, Becky's awesome, Becky's wonderful. Turns out Becky not great.
Becky wants to win.
Yeah. At all
all
costs.
costs.
Yeah.
That's not a good look for the WNBA.
No, when you're about taking care of women and the number one thing that is a separator between men and women you didn't take care of.
And it's the highest profile female coach in your league.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I would cringe to think if it was a male coach how this would be handled. This is going to be, but this is going to be awful because it is Becky Hammon. And truly, she is the highest profile WNBA coach.
Yes,
and it's
by a substantial margin.
Not even close. Yeah. You know, they floated the rumor that Jody Allen wanted her to be the coach of the Blazers, for God's sakes.
This is what the details of the suit are essentially alleges that WNBA, the Aces, and Becky Hammon violated Title VII of the Civil Rights Act, which, among other things, protects employees from discrimination based on sex. Additionally, Hamby alleges in the lawsuit the Aces and Hammon retaliated against her for going public with the circumstances surrounding her trade. That's nasty.
Well, this is going to be
well, I mean, the WNBA already did an investigation and suspended Becky Hammon.
It's going to be very hard to look for the WNBA.
They're gonna lose.
And I don't think you want the lawyers to come out, and you don't want
Discovery.
Discovery is going to be terrible for the WNBA.
You don't want the emails going out.
No,
you don't want that. The emails and text messages on this are going to be bad. So the WNBA is going to take it on the chin.
That's a brutal, brutal look for the W.
Weirdly enough, this article is not appearing anywhere on ESPN right now.
I'm sure something will come out soon.
Yeah, on the news service probably later on tonight when it's not there.
Yeah. All right. Dang. Well, that is going to escalate very quickly.
Yeah.
All right.